Fresh off the exhibition last night, right here on Speed Gaming, Falconic FF. Falconic, how are you after your marathon match last night?
Battered, beaten, tired, trying to recover. Had a great time. It was a very interesting race, and Czar showed just why he's one of the top runners that we've got in the community here.
That's right, Zardy. I went ahead and took that match last night. Came a big come-from-behind victory on an exhibition here on Speed Gaming for Final Fantasy Randomizer. We took a quick break, showed the future of Final Fantasy Randomizer right here on Speed Gaming, but right now we're back to the thick of things. We're nearing the middle section here of the Swiss rounds of the tournament right now. Fuzzymage versus SolarysDrix. Both players are 1-1. SolarysDrix had a lead in the first round. High Spirits came back and took him out. SolarysDrix came back to even the score 1-1 when he was able to beat Brilliant and Insane. Fuzzymage in the first round was able to beat Edge Figaro with a comeback victory. Lost to Minoshi 85, an odds-on favorite here in the tournament in the second round. That's how we've gotten to this point in time. Falconic, there is one forced party member tonight. Looks like it's the black belt.
Yeah, we've got a black belt, and in these seeds, you typically don't see them staying alive very long. You just don't need the grind on them like you would see in something a little bit higher, closer to 300%. I don't see any Dan names here, so we'll see how they choose to play this one.
Yeah, I don't see anyone named Dan. Last night we had the 420, 500% absolute madness. We're back to normal now, 150%. I hope these players practiced for a forced black belt because that's not in a lot of plans of players. So we'll see how it is that they go ahead and adjust. And it looks like a very normal setup here. Both players taking a fighter, a white mage, and a black mage. What would you select here, Falcon? Do you like this party makeup that they've chosen?
I do. At the same time, you do have to be a little flexible, though. What you see in the early level spell shops, you need to be able to adjust on the fly. If you see something like a nuke or fade, a little bit of life 2, maybe a heal 3 or cure 4, they've got their bases covered with these guys here, but perhaps you can get by with just one spellcaster. Maybe you do a red mage, maybe you bring 2 red mages. That's been pretty popular here as well. So very safe build here.
Yes, I've personally used the 2 red mage to pretty good effect. It's worked well for me, certainly in this tournament. I'm 2-1, and Falconic here, we've started to call him the upstart, joining me here in the booth. Falconic's undefeated. He's at 2-0. He definitely knows this game. Certainly an honor to work with Falconic tonight. You got a big match tomorrow. That's going to be, I think that's right here on Speed Gaming as well.
It is. It's a big match for me. I'm very excited to see if I can take on one of the premier runners. From what I've been told, I've seen a few of his videos, but this will be the first time I get a chance to go head-to-head with him.
No question. Falconic versus X-Ice Blue. That's tomorrow, June 18th, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. That's going to be right here on the Speed Gaming family of networks. And speaking of matchups, our players are readied up. A countdown is on, and we're about to get this battle of 1-1s on the way. One of these players is going to move to 2-1 in a absolute minefield of 2-1 players. I'm in there. We've got Tristal MTG is in there, former champions. Forzando's in there. A whole bunch of sharks in that pool.
It is a stacked 2-1. You've got the dragon himself. You've got the dragon slayer. It's not a place I'd want to be. So 2-1. No thanks.
Fuzzymage right off the bat redoes his party and puts his fighter in the top. So it looks like he's going to run with that black belt right off the bat. Fire 3 available. Pretty good selection there for black magic, doing some damage. Invisibility 2 for the white mage as well. That's not bad. Satisfied.
No, not bad at all. We also saw Bane in that black magic shop, so maybe we've got a couple of Will Cleosis strats going today.
Bane?
I believe I saw Bane in the black magic shop.
SolarysDrix a little bit of trouble getting going here. He probably lost just a little bit of time, giving Fuzzymage an early few-second lead that he takes to his advantage. He's going to run outside, and looks like he's going to take an imp fight here.
I think it's a smart move. Get the level, get some money. You got Fire 3, so...
Fire 3 mows down the imps for Fuzzymage. SolarysDrix right behind him as well. Fire 3 mowing down the imps. Fuzzy's going to go back and save, take an extra shot of Fire 3 before he heads to the Temple of Fiends, we would assume. Open progression is on here for the Swiss tournament. He could also head to the Dwarf Cave. That's an option as well. You did that last night, Falconic.
Last night I figured I'd pull out a few extra tricks here. With those entrance and floor shuffles, you never know what you're going to expect. You could hit up Topher and find the mermaids right off the bat, so I went with the closer of the two routings and just kind of went from there. Here, I like the Topher dive first.
I do too. Fuzzymage did buy a cabin, of course. He used it right outside the Temple of Fiends. Being at level 2 with 3 Fire 3 charges, he's going to play it safe and save outside, as is SolarysDrix. I like this play from both of our players tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll be curious to see. And there's our bridge right off the bat, so this is why you want to come here first and get your options.
Bridge in a box that shows us a progression of how it is that we're going to go. Notice that bridge did not come off an NPC. The NPCs are shuffled here for the Swiss tournament. That's a good sign for our players. They're probably breathing a sigh of relief finding that.
That's a great sign. Anytime you see that bridge coming from an NPC, that means one of your incentive items has been pushed to a chest, which means it's exploration time. It doesn't look like we're going to get that today.
Drumbordist in chat joining us. Thank you for joining us, Drumbordist. It's always a pleasure. And I gotta agree with the Bane option. Ooh. Fuzzymage have a petrified light warrior?
He did. I didn't catch if it was a spell or if it was stone touch.
SolarysDrix is the first to Princess Sarah. He talks to the king, picks up the loot. Princess Sarah has the cube.
Interesting. So not as quick of a start as you'd want to see from the runners here. I'm sure they wanted to see canoe or possibly a floater right off the bat, but we're going to have to dig a little bit deeper.
I would certainly think a potential trip to Matoya is coming up here. They could bypass that as well. And but definitely a trip to Provoca, as Fuzzymage is going to pick up his loot and cube now, where there could be some future paddling going on here.
A little bit, and that the river tiles are not very friendly low level, so we'll see if they choose to dip in as little as possible or if they just want to ride it out for the shorter trip.
Chat pointing out to us it looks like the wolves were the ones that were causing the petrification. There's a lot of wolves around here, and they come in packs, a potential roadblock or a bottleneck coming up for our players. We'll see how they traverse it. Fuzzymage picks up his Bane now. SolarysDrix is the first one out of Canaria and toward the bridge to go ahead and run those credits. We'll see whether or not he goes to Matoya first.
And in this case, I would prefer, just like we see Fuzzymage here, if you're going to Dan the black belt at some point, it's almost better to have him be stoned, because at any point anybody can bring him back with a soft versus having to rely on that heal or the life spell.
And having to maybe make a trip to, a revival clinic.
That's right. So who knows, maybe the Wolves did him a little bit of a favor by getting him out of the way early, so now he's going to pick up an extra level or two on the way.
He's going to be able to funnel that experience to probably his 3 main characters. Grimp's given SolarysDrix a little bit of a hard time. He's got a couple. They got sleep. They've got paralyzation. They've got glare and a reset from SolarysDrix.
He noped out of that one very, very quickly.
Yes, I've just learned this noping out thing. I find it quite interesting. Notice what SolarysDrix did there. He saved right at the junction. Quick reset. He's already off to Matoya after losing a battle.
I love that. If you get 3 chests here and they don't turn out to be anything worthwhile, which here we got the wizard staff, and he actually opts to reset. Maybe he'll come back a little bit later for that.
Yeah, a couple
but if you
different
don't like
options.
what you see, you reset.
Yeah, apparently SolarysDrix didn't. I've got a feeling Fuzzymage may take that wizard staff. A couple different options. You could save it for the carry fight. You could potentially move it in a shop to get more cabins, perhaps a pro ring, something like that. A couple different options with that wizard staff. SolarysDrix clearly wasn't interested.
It wasn't. That's interesting. Like you said, I would have picked it up at the very least to sell here in Provoca for items and spells and save items. I think myself I would keep that, just because if you do dive into Volcano, you could, even at low levels, take out carry just by making her hit herself.
I'm a big fan of that as well. Fuzzymage not messing around, directly to the pirate fight. Now, pirates are safe. Not quite like the unsafe pirates that we tried to throw at Volcano last night. Fire 3 is going to go ahead and mow them down for Fuzzymage. SolarysDrix is right behind. We'll see whether or not he goes directly to the pirates or the shops first. But runners are neck and neck so far. We've hit the 6-minute mark now.
All right, let's see what we got for black magic here. Not a whole lot. Looks
not
like
much.
Pretty bare black 2 there. White's looking a little bit better. Cure 3, I think I saw Fog 2 there, was it?
Yes. Bicky the Pirate has given Fuzzymage the canoe, so as we thought, there's going to be some paddling going on here. Couple different options based on the magic selection. I can't think Ice Cave, which is pretty important with an incentivized item coming up, is on the table anytime soon. I wouldn't think so. I would think that Crescent Lake would be their next destination.
Yeah, I agree. I think Crescent Lake's the safer play here. Head up to the Sages, see what you get. Could very well get the floater, and all of a sudden you've got the Cardi Isles available for money. You've got a lot of areas to go out and maybe pick up a few levels before you dive into the Ice Cave or Volcano.
Question from Jency in chat about what kind of things are randomized. Looks like a lot of people are answering that question so far, but we're talking treasures, we're talking unrunnable enemies, where you couldn't run from the wizards before. That unrunnable formation has been shuffled, and it could be something else. It could be the wolves, who have damage poison. It could be the Grimps, who have hold and are now starting to give Fuzzymage a little bit of a hard time. Unrunnable formations, enemy frequencies, enemy groups have been shuffled. There's a whole bunch of things that we've done to this game to throw things at the runners, to really have definitely a good time with it. FinalFantasyRandomizer.com and our Discord is your answer. It's an absolute blast. And speaking of having a blast, the Grimps are really giving it to our runners so far, Volcanic.
Yeah, so far we've seen packs of wolves with that stone ability, and now we've got the Grimps with a pretty large spell list available to them.
Fuzzymage running into a couple battles here, slowing him down. SolarysDrix has now taken a little bit of a lead. Back and forth, back and forth. Just early in the match so far, and our players are on the same path. Now the Ogres are giving Fuzzymage a tough time.
And so are Hydras, but Hydras tend to do that every time. They hit pretty hard early levels. And they have Stun Touch.
SolarysDrix gets out of the fight and runs right into an Ocho.
One thing I didn't catch yet, and I'm going to try to keep my eye out for, is after a power reset, how do the first few encounters look? How many steps are they getting in between there, and can they manipulate that to their advantage?
Right. I don't see really either of our players doing that right now. It looks like they just want to get to Crescent Lake and evaluate the situation. Fuzzymage is hovering at level 3. I believe level 4 for SolarysDrix, perhaps 5. Get to Crescent Lake, assess the situation, see what incentive items they get, see if there's any armor available, maybe an item for sale, and I would think go from there, Volcanic, at this point.
Yeah, it's all about collecting your resources, gaining the knowledge of what you have available, and then making your move. Fuzzymage did opt to cure the stone on his black belt there, so it looks like we're going to go with an even leveling here. So it's all about just figuring out what items where and kind of mapping and routing on the fly.
Only heal potions and pure potions available in Crescent Lake. No tents, no cabins that could come into play here. SolarysDrix heads directly for the Circle of Sages. Oh.
There's the floater, so we've got ourselves a Jet Seed. We did see Exit as well at level 6 in the White Magic Shop.
Based upon the magic selection here, both of our players are going to be very relieved and very happy to see that floater so they can jump on the airship and essentially what I like to call change the status quo 10 minutes into the seed and not have to deal with the ice cave and digging for that or making those types of decisions, whether to go to Elfland, whether to go to the Volcano. They've got the airship, and these runners are going to separate. We're going to see diverging paths, different strategies, and really get this game going 10 minutes in.
Yeah, absolutely. One thing I'd typically like to do here, if you get this early floater and you get a jet seed, as they call it, is to hit up Sarda, just in case Sarda has that tail. If he did, maybe they don't class change just yet if they're doing the black belt strats, but if not, that's one of the first places I'd like to go.
I like to go there as well and hit the Titan's Trove based upon these Cure 4 available in level 3 to White Magic, Ice 3 and Black Magic level 3 Elfland. To get those 4 chests to get a couple more dollars, plus potentially find the tail. If I find the tail, I like to go and class change at that point and then do my shopping, because once I'm class changed at this point in time, assuming I don't want to wait on the black belt, which I'm not a fan of, but that'll give you money for spell charges for potentially your knight.
There it is, bottle. So not the tail today, but the bottle.
Confused old man, as Shylazia would say, has the bottle, opens up more options. SolarysDrix is headed to the Titan's Trove, and those 4 chests, we'll see what they hold. Fuzzymage is just taking the long way, it looks like. Lots of money. Okay.
Yeah, not bad, not bad. I think, well, you tell me, where would you head next? You've checked out Sarda, you've got the Titan Trove taken care of. Where to next?
Level 3 and 4 magic. Fill that out as best we can with that money. And certainly check the item shop, and I would stock up on Tents Cabins and look to see if I could find a vendor item at that point in time. Assess from there. Go ahead and look to move forward. We've got the ice cave. I think that's off the table right now. I think the waterfall's off the table right now, even with the bottle, based upon the magic selection.
I agree. I would also make sure to hit up Melman to, again, just gain as much knowledge as you can. What are the level 5 spells? Cardia Island's great place to head when you get your airship. Plenty of chances to get even more money to stock up and potentially weapons and armor.
Speaking of those spell charges we wanted to stock up on, Fast and Nuke available level 4 in Elfland, so the magic situation has switched a little bit. The tides have turned there. Question from John Bordist, if we have seen the purchasable vendor item. I haven't seen it at this point.
I don't think so, not yet.
SolarysDrix might be able to find that out for us if it's in Gaia. Probably check the armor shop, check the item shop, and turn in your bottle, get the Oxyale. Meanwhile, Fuzzymage is going to raid the Cardia Islands, look for equipment and money, and assess the situation, see what he wants to do after this.
A little bit of armor there for the warrior. He opts not to equip it right away. I think maybe he might want to check the other aisles before he goes into the menu screen.
There's the tents and the cabins available in Gaia. No vendor item here.
So we're looking at potentially on-rack, or, and this is often missed by a lot of people, the Oasis vendor.
The caravan, the most obvious place from when we were kids. Yep. Easy to forget, easy to miss.
Alright, Solaris opting to immediately turn in that bottle and get his Oxyale.
Oxyale for SolarysDrix now, again opening up more options. Fuzzymage continues his raid of the Cardia Islands. Can he find anything useful? An endgame weapon, potentially. How about a white shirt? Something along those lines. How about a sun sword?
Easily one of the best weapons you can get before that class change. And there's our item right there, tail at the caravan.
SolarysDrix was on a hunt for that information, it looks like, for the item. Opal bracelet found by Fuzzymage in the Cardia Islands. SolarysDrix is right behind him. SolarysDrix didn't have quite enough money for the vendor item. It was only 5,000 gold, but he had about 3,000. I would think that he's going to raid Cardia here. He should have enough money at that point. Maybe he'll go back and get it after the raid.
I think he should get plenty of money. I think we saw enough to cover the 5,000. Again, he'll buy the tail. I don't know if he'll use it immediately. Whether he does or not is going to tell us everything we need to know about what he plans to do with that black belt.
Fuzzymage headed back to the other continent. Now he's going to get Elfland in his spells. Both of our players kind of circling around each other, different paths, same ideas.
Yeah, typically when you see both runners get the airships, they may take different routes to various areas, but it's usually the same areas that'll get hit up. Where you start to see the paths diverge, the first that you typically see is Ice Cave or Volcano. One's got a lot of items, one has the incentive item.
SolarysDrix now picks up his sun sword, opal bracelet, and black shirt. Opal bracelet and black shirt will be the main core armor for the promoted parties of both of these players.
Yeah, that black shirt might influence how early we dive into the Volcano as well. That's a great pickup.
Yeah, it is. A great castable item. Cast Ice 2, as many of them as you can. There's a possibility of buying a gold bracelet, moving that black shirt off and on to the black belt. If the black belt isn't suiting our players' needs, it's an option.
Gold bracelets for just shy of 16k. We've already got the opal bracelet, so that saved you quite a bit of money. Now you don't have to shop as much, but
30,000 gold for Fuzzymage now. He's primed to buy that tail. Let's see where he goes now. The crown is still out there. People like the crown quest at this point in time. It's not an option. He bypasses Melmond in the level 5 spells. being unpromoted at this time. If he checks the caravan, I would certainly think that he would pick up the tail. He is headed that way, it looks like. No, he's not. He's bypassing the caravan now. He's going to go to Gaia.
Oh, looks like he's doing Gaia. Solaris coming back over to the caravan. Looks like he's going to pick up that tail. He does have a dead black belt here. And it looks like he's promoting.
Level 7 Fade in Life. That's interesting information to have here. Fuzzymage checks the level 7 shop. Now he's got the information of what he's not going to have access to, essentially.
Yeah, level 7's a little bit higher than you'd want to see Fade. Typically, you're not going to get too many charges of that. Normally, we start seeing the Topher dives closer to about 18 to 22.
Fuzzymage checks the level 8 magic shops. A lot of people don't do this. He's now got the information that Wall and Life 2 are in level 8 of white magic. That's not good news.
It's not at all. I believe we just saw Life at 7, Life 2 at 8. That is one of the worst scenarios that you could possibly see.
That's an interesting move for Fuzzymage now that he has that information. I highly doubt that SolarysDrix will get that information until way later in the game. I don't think that's a too late scenario, but he definitely won't have it soon, as SolarysDrix gives us the first look at Melmond. Harm 4, Heal 3. Very good for his promoted party. How about the Black Magic Volcanic?
Quad X warps the one that we were looking for there. That brings Ice Cave into the mix much sooner than before, and Waterfall as well.
Right. And given that the bottle came out pretty early, as Fuzzymage, he is going to the Volcano. Given that the bottle was pretty early, the routing of the Waterfall and Sea Shrine now comes into play. So that is a good option for SolarysDrix at this point. Fuzzymage picks the Volcano. I can only think that SolarysDrix is going to head that way as well, or perhaps the Ice Cave.
It'll be interesting to see.
Level 2 magic for the night?
Yeah, it looks like, well, no, he's heading over towards perhaps the weapons or the armor shop here.
Pro Rings?
Pro Ring, 26,000. Not cheap, but not the worst I've ever seen.
Fuzzymage not at the greatest of levels right now. He hasn't taken too many fights. He's been more preparing. He's got some magic spells for sure.
Oh.
Oh.
Was that the... Oh,
what is that?
The nickname for that?
The Game Changer has been found by Fuzzymage, the Vorpal Sword endgame weapon. I bet you can't wait to promote now.
Oh, I think that influences you pretty heavily. Solaris, it'll be interesting to see if he makes that Volcano dive, because if he does, I don't know about you, but I'm putting the Vorpal on top of the Sun Sword.
I am as well, definitely, and he's got the ability to equip it. You must be class changed to certainly equip the Vorpal in this case. The Sun Sword you certainly can use a little bit during this time in the game.
For those of you that tuned in last night and saw the incredibly difficult War Mech fight, go back and watch and see just how well the Vorpal compared to, what was this? Was it the Mazmoon that was hitting 2 hits, 2 damage?
2 hits, 2 damage from the Mazmoon over and over and over. I think the Mazmoon that got a critical hit for about 23 damage once.
Oh, whopping 23.
Whopping, yes. Especially into a War Mech that just continually casted nuclear over and over and over. Pro Cape fine for Fuzzymage in the armory area here. Not a lot. I think he's probably satisfied. Volcanic, I would think he'd get out of here, save, and reassess his situation.
You do. You come in here for the knowledge. You pick up a few items. You get out safely and save, and you can make your dip back in. He also did pick up the Light Axe, so that should be good for the Sea Shrine.
SolarysDrix is going to take a couple levels. That indicates to me that he's going to make a play on the Ice Cave with Warp. He wants to feel safer maybe getting through the packs of images, perhaps a pack of mages, to get in there, use his Warp. And so that tells me he's going to the Ice Cave next.
Yeah, I think so. You typically wouldn't see this much leveling just to go into Volcano, as you see Fuzzymage already proving that you can safely dip in and out at current levels.
Fuzzymage has not hit Melmond yet. He does not... Oh, Peninsula of Power. Okay.
So maybe he saw something in Volcano from those enemies that told him he needed to be just a little bit higher before he dove to the second, third floors.
He's not class promoted. He flew right over the caravan, missing the tail item. He had the money for it. Had he had that, I think things are very different. I think this is a reactionary move. Going to the Peninsula Power here, he definitely doesn't feel comfortable.
Yeah, I agree. I think this is a safety play on his part. It's not a bad one. I don't mind pop grinds so much. It's when you spend more than 5-10 minutes here. You pick up 2 or 3 levels at max maybe, but you really want to be picking up your levels as you're doing other things.
In this 150% seed flag, that has been the norm. It is the standard play to do. It's certainly what I like to do. But you got to feel comfortable. It's your game. You're the player. And if you don't feel comfortable, you got to do something about it. And be proactive instead of reactive.
Looks like he's going to come right back at another level or 2 here. I don't think we saw anything too deadly in Volcano. So
Fuzzymage landed his airship and immediately took a fight. I'm not the biggest fan of the Frostwolves fight, although he does get initiative. He's going to mow him down. He might want to consider saving right after he lands his airship. And if he gets a fight he doesn't like, perhaps a dinosaur, quickly reset out of it and then look for, if he wants money, maybe the Giants fight or the Zombles fight with the Trolls as well, who there it is, and they ambush him.
Yeah, this is going to be a little deadly. He does have that light axe, though, and this is a fight where that's going to serve him pretty well. Over on Solaris' side, 4 Peeds. That's a great fight.
What do they call the Peeds in the Final Fantasy Randomizer community, Falconic?
Well, I believe they're called EX Peeds.
Why is that?
Well, they give a ton of experience. You can easily, if he can get this fight down, perhaps pull off 2 levels. Maybe even 3, depending on how low he is right now.
Mm-hmm. And he's hurting a little bit here. Fuzzymage, did he leave again, save, and come back?
I didn't catch if he left. He might have done a save item, but...
Okay.
Looks like he's still opting to pick up another level or 2.
Yeah, it looks like... I think Volcano might have bothered him a little bit. It looks like it might have. We'll see. Now, SolarysDrix moves forward. He's going to jump into the Volcano. He feels comfortable with his levels. We didn't see anything too dangerous in the Volcano that we caught. These scorpions can hit you, though, I'll tell you that, with paralysis touches. Especially SolarysDrix sees that, and he nopes out with a quick reset and back into the Volcano.
And again, Solaris here, if he goes diving for these armory chests and the chest just north of it, he's going to find that Vorpal sword, the game changer. I'm curious to see if he keeps the stun sword equipped or what he does with it.
That's right. It is an option. I can tell you this, that's just that I often skip that contain the Vorpal. To get that weapon less than a half hour into the game would be very good, especially being class promoted. But based upon the route that I see from SolarysDrix right now, I don't think he's going to skip anything.
Yeah, I don't think so. Not just yet. Typically, you don't see runners start to skip some of the semi-out-of-the-way chests until they've picked up a few items and they're starting to feel a little bit good about themselves. Until you find that first ribbon, until you find some decent armor, it's to your benefit to check, as long as it's not too far out of the way. And I don't think those 2 are quite out of the range of just taking a couple steps to walk to get.
Fuzzymage has elected to head to the castle Ordeals. He skips out on a sandworm fight. Runs into catmen, which are just annoying as can be with Mute. Trying to get out of this fight. I don't see much encounter manipulation. It must not have liked the front end. They might just be letting it go.
I don't think I've caught that either. So either the front end is just not very friendly, or they're choosing to just get up and go and move. I do like this move here, though, and Fuchsia pointed it out in chat. We were talking about getting levels as you go, and Ordeals is a great place to hit up. It's very quick to get in and out, potentially, and also a great place to pick up some XP and some levels.
It happened really fast on Fuzzymage's screen. He got a double Saria fight. I like that fight. And he quickly reset out of it. That's a fight a lot of players are going to take, and I just question his comfortability feeling here. I think that's
he was
why
saving
he went
Bane charges? Yeah, I would take that fight. I would just see if you can get it over quickly. 2 Sarias, that's, again, really, really great XP.
Fuzzymage has had the money. He's had the opportunity to fill up on tents, cabins, and certainly a couple houses as well. So the opportunity is there. As SolarysDrix, he finds the armory or the treasury now. He picks up his Pro Cape. That's about what was in here.
Yeah, Pro Cape's a nice find early as well. I think the rest of it was Pro Ring. Got a little bit of money. We got the greatest axe in the game, and then Light Axe. And then just north of us, again, you know it, I know it, he doesn't know it. Vorpal.
Pro Cape and the Pro Ring now for SolarysDrix. We're gonna go ahead and find out what is here in Castle Ordeals. If I was to guess, it's the crown, potentially. That would be my guess. Once that happens, we'll do a quick recap right around the 30-minute mark as the birds are slowing down SolarysDrix and annoying him. He picks up his Vorpal now.
There's the Vorpal. Yeah, crown could be. We could also see slab rod still on the menu here. So we'll see what he picks up. Over on Fuzzy side, we're seeing one of my favorite additions to the randomizer is those randomized pillars. That was always trivial in the vanilla game, and now it really makes you have to think and remember and kind of calculate your steps through.
The Nightmares are given Fuzzymage a nightmare now. He's down to his White Mage and his Black Mage. He's on the last floor. His Black Mage can run. I can only think he'll mow anything down that gets in his way right now, and Falconic, it's your nemesis.
Oh, this is what you don't want to see. Luckily, he got the early nuke out, and it's going to make quick work, but these guys always hit multiple times, and if they've got any sort of nastiness, stun touch, if they've got stone touch, they typically always have spells going off. I hate seeing them.
Initiative from Fuzzymage, fires out a nuke, takes out the red gargoyles, picks up another Pro Ring that he's not going to have to buy. Can he get to this chest and get out of here? I think this is a critical moment. This is the first critical moment here, right around the 30-minute mark for Fuzzymage.
This is going to be huge. Picking up a second Pro Ring, I think those were, and you called it, there's the crown. Those were about 28,000 a piece, so he's saving himself close to 60K by finding those two.
Fuzzymage picks up his crown. Can he get it out of here? Zombie Dragon already... The Black Mage is down. He's down to the White Mage.
This is runnable. Looks like he's gonna go for a little bit of defense.
Dodge. He's stunned.
Oh, the stun touch.
He's gonna try to run. He gets away. Critical moment.
Wow, you called it. That would have been a huge swing in the timing here, but luckily he was able to get out of that stun touch and get the run.
Clutch move from Fuzzymage. Now he's starting to use the save items. He should reset out of this match. He does right there with the Sphinxes. Stop and save again. He needs to get back to that airship and revive his Light Warrior party. Clutch move from Fuzzymage. I think it was risky. I like what he did, and he was able to pull it off.
I agree. I think it was a good move. I wish he would have taken a few more of those fights there along the way, but you can't fault him for wanting to get in and get out like this.
He picks up the crown now. I would think he would head toward, the Canaria Astos area, Canaria or Elfland Castle area, revive his warriors, and maybe start on the crown quest a little bit. Look for some more gear.
I would. It opens up quite a few chests. They're easily picked up. They're not too far to your way with the airship. It just makes sense. Go out and grab what you can. You got to do it anyways. At some point, you might as well get it done.
SolarysDrix still rounding around the Volcano as Fuzzymage does what we predicted. He's going to go revive his Light Warriors. We're going to take this time right now at the 30-minute mark to review what it is that's happened so far. The king, the trusting king, gave us the loot. Princess Sarah was rescued from Garland's captivity. She gave us the cube. We found the bridge in a box in the Temple of Fiends where we were able to hike east to Bicky and the pirates. Took out the pirates. Bicky gave us the canoe. The floater was found in the Circle of Sages down in Crescent Lake after some paddling. Sarda held the bottle. The tail is for sale in the caravan. SolarysDrix has it. He is promoted. Fuzzymage has not checked the caravan yet, so he hasn't had the option. It was only 5,000 gold. He, however, has done Castle Ordeals where he picked up his crown. Black shirt, opal bracelet have been located in the Cardia Islands, as well as the Sun Sword was there as well, and the Vorpal was found by both players in the Volcano.
Still haven't seen Onrak. I wonder if Fuzzy thinks that's where the vendor item's going to be.
How easy is it to forget that vendor item for you, Fuckonic? Or is that high on your priority list?
For me, that's one of the highest things on the priority list. You want to,
Me too.
in this case alone, sometimes it's floater, and that's a huge pickup. This one was tail. Typically, when I get the airship, I'm going around to all the, like Bicky the Pirates, you're going to the Sarda Cave, you're going to hit up the Cardials and get your money. You want to find magic that's available, and you want to find where that item is and what that item is so that you can start to route around that.
SolarysDrix using, gets a strike first on the encounter with the Wizard Ogres. And this is Cerebrus now, back-to-back encounters. This encounter table's, I'm not a fan of it. Our players have to be annoyed by it too.
Yeah, I would agree. If I were running the seed, I would make sure that my mic is muted because I would have some words for it.
SolarysDrix using good use of the Cure 3 spell. He's doing it again. He's out of Cure 3s now. He's got Cure 4s, but he can save a couple of those. He can move on to heal potions. SolarysDrix just took an Agama fight on purpose. He wants to test out this Agama and see what's going on.
Doesn't look like it's got too much. Swing of the Vorpal Sword and the black shirt was able to take it out, so perhaps we see a grind here in a little bit.
Mini jackpot for Fuzzymage. Elfland Castle, 4 lock chests. He picks up the AoE Lightning 2 casting Thor's Hammer. And a beautiful little thing called a ribbon.
Was that also a heal helmet we saw there?
Yes, he's had the heal helmet for a while, actually. It hasn't been sold or really used. It hasn't been quite much of a factor. 67,000 gold for Fuzzymage now.
Plenty of money to do some shopping. 2 pro rings already. That's about, like we said earlier, 50k you don't have to spend.
SolarysDrix moving around his inventory. The pro ring and the pro cape are equipped now.
Did we see if Solaris equipped Vorpal, or is he still on the Sun Sword?
I believe he's still on the Sun Sword. I think it looks like he's going to stick with that right now. Sun Sword has, that extra damage against undead enemies. I think that might be what it is that he's thinking at this point in time.
Well, to be fair to everyone out there, the Sun Sword does have the higher damage against regular enemies. Maybe it's the right move. You start to get into the bosses. Vorpal, a little bit more of an even damage spread, at least in my experience.
Yeah, once you get to, some real bosses and some real enemies, I would certainly think, is that another ribbon?
It's another ribbon and the flame armor.
Wow. Okay. Second ribbon find in the Crown Lock key quest chains for Fuzzymage now. That's pretty big, Falcon. That's this early in the game, 34 minutes in. It's good.
It's huge. It's huge, especially since we saw, I believe, wall was 8. Typically, I like 1 ribbon plus wall, and if I don't have that, I want 2 ribbons, and he's already got 2 ribbons less than 35 minutes in.
SolarysDrix is out of the Volcano. Was that voluntary?
I didn't catch it. I think he does actually have warp, so perhaps he did do that on his own, but...
Okay, my apologies, we missed that right there, but he's making a beeline right now towards Carrie, so maybe it was a spell charge thing. Now Fuzzymage gets the Zeus Gauntlet. Another Lightning 2 cast. His armor
we went from no armor to all the armor.
Yeah, flame armor's available now for Fuzzymage. He's got to be feeling pretty good about this. He's got the Vorpal for a weapon, flame armor, 2 ribbons, opal bracelet, black shirt. I got to be feeling pretty good about this if I see it.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to fear Volcano near as much as he did the first time now.
But he's doing quests. He's not getting a lot done. He's not getting a lot of levels. I think SolarysDrix, he's rechecking these chests. He might have perished. So we certainly apologize. We missed it.
Chat's saying that he was on his way to getting wiped out Fire 2 Bulls, so it might have been a reset on his part.
That's going to put SolarysDrix, I would think, behind a little bit right now. Given that Fuzzymage has 2 ribbons, Castle Ordeals is done, and he's got some armor, I would give the edge to Fuzzymage at this point in time. And he's got a lot of money with a sellable katana now as well. SolarysDrix heads towards Carrie. Fuzzymage is going to do some shopping, picks up some houses. He's got a lot of money. and some cabins as well. We'd like to remind you, of course, my broadcast partner tonight, Falconic FF versus X Ice Blue tomorrow, Monday, June 17th, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. Also Tuesday, right here on Speed Gaming, Tristal MTG, the champion of Final Fantasy Randomizer inaugural tournament, co-champion of the league, takes on Green Cleric in a battle of 1-on-1s. That's going to be Tuesday, June 19th, 9 p.m. Eastern, right here on Speed Gaming.
What are the chances we see another upset of Tristal here from Green Cleric?
50-50. It might happen, it might not happen.
That's the thing about the white shirt. That's another huge pickup. Volcano is just loaded with good stuff.
Volcano being very good to our players, as is the Crown Quest. Was that the white shirt was in the Agama chest?
It was in the top Agama chest. And just like we talked about earlier, once we got a little bit of information about the Agama, we saw how quickly they went down. It looks like Solaris is getting a little bit of a grind going here.
Fuzzymage finds Warp. He has not class change. Had Warp or Temper been in the third slot where Slow is, he would not have been able to learn that. I think he lucked out a little bit on that. Good fortune for the slot placement at this point in time. He's got Warp, more things on the table now, but I'm concerned with him not realizing the caravan a little bit, Falconic.
I would expect after he visits Onrak for the first time, you hope that it kind of clicks in his head. You start to rule out, where have I been, where haven't I been? It's right just to the west of it. Hopefully he picks that up.
Fuzzymage has returned to the Peninsula Power a second time now.
That confuses me a little. I'm not sure. Maybe he just doesn't feel comfortable yet.
That's all I can think of. He's got the multiple spellcasting items. He's got the Zeus Gauntlet, the Thor's Hammer, the Black Shirt. Given that he's got that, he's got Nuke at level 4. I would look to make some progression here. I'd look towards the Waterfall, something along that, the Ice Cave, with those multiple casting items at this point, and get those things done, get those things out of the way, look for the Dragon Armor, maybe the Power Gauntlet, and not kind of spin your wheels here.
Yeah, he also went by during the Crown quest chain and picked up that Wizard Staff, so carry at this point is not going to be any sort of issue for him.
Question from Tyrannex in chat of how Tristal is 1-on-1. He was upset by a player that was able to somehow pull it off, and we're not sure exactly how it happened, but I think that Tristal's going to really do some damage in the upcoming tournament and perhaps get his revenge on that player sooner rather than later. Glance from the Bulls now. Stones the Knight. Fire 2 from the Bulls against SolarysDrix has knocked everyone out. The Bulls have crack.
And
down goes
crack.
the White Wizard, and SolarysDrix has perished again.
Twice now
in the
for him.
Volcano.
So, again, that's the second nope out of Volcano for him, and he goes straight to the Ice Cave. Maybe something a little bit more forgiving here.
SolarysDrix is out of here, runs right into Cockatrices with Trance. Yeah.
Maybe not so forgiving.
Okay. SolarysDrix, round 2 in the Ice Cave now. Fuzzymage continues his Peninsula Power move here, entering the 40-minute mark. No orbs lit. Falconic, last time we worked together, you mentioned you've got a time frame on wanting to get one orb lit. Is that correct?
It is. You typically have time frames for if you've got a jet seed and if you don't. For a jet seed like this, if everything goes well, I'd like to get the first orb lit around the 30-minute mark. 30 to 40 is about where you're hoping for. Once you start creeping up to that 50-minute mark, if you don't have your first orb lit, you probably are starting to feel the pressure because your opponent more than likely does.
Exactly. And SolarysDrix taking those bullfights that just kind of out of nowhere, you don't see those coming. You know, you can't predict for it, you really can't prepare for it. You try to, you know it's possible. But that's what he was going for, was that orb lit at the 40-minute mark. And now he's had to abandon ship. He doesn't have those weapons. He doesn't have the armor that he had there. Now he's struggling in the Ice Cave now. He's paralyzed with his Knight again.
Yeah, typically the Ice Cave is more dangerous than the Volcano is going to be just because of how many enemy types there are. And with everything randomized, you never know what enemy's going to have what ability. Volcano, I think, is a safer move, but you wiped twice now out of those bulls. Maybe you just had enough and you just want to see something different at this point.
Fuzzymage did not check the caravan, and he's on his way to the waterfall. He has warp. I understand his thinking here. I've got a feeling he's overlooking that caravan. It could be detrimental. It's very easy to get that tail, get that promotion, unless he doesn't care about it. He might not care, and he might want the black belt. I don't know.
He might be playing this one a little bit by ear, where if he finds the tail, great, he'll go ahead and do the class change, and if he doesn't, well, maybe that forces him into a little bit of a black belt grind, but you're not going to go wrong either way. One's a little bit faster and safer, one's going to make Topher a breeze if you put the time into it.
It's risky. Definitely risky. Levels 12 and 13 now for Fuzzymage on his Light Warriors. He's saving up as he looks to go into the waterfall. Another pack of ghosts in the Ghost family. Wraith and Eye Mages for SolarysDrix. But he fires up a Fire 3 that's going to thin him out pretty good here in the Ice Cave. He's had some tough encounters.
Yeah, it's been a little rough on his side. Did we see if he walked the Light Axe out of Volcano, or is that one of the items he had to give up?
You know what? I'm not sure. I believe... I will try to find out. That would be a very good weapon to have here against these undead. That would be a great
one for those fights just then. I didn't see him use it, so I think maybe that's one of the items that unfortunately he lost to those wipes.
A lot of time lost to that as well. He's got the information, but I wouldn't think that information is worth the time lost, Volcanic, at all, unfortunately.
Yeah, there's good information, and then there's not so good information. I think that qualifies in the second half. Of course, Volcano is an easy one to get right back into. All the fire tiles help you avoid encounters. He knows where to check and what not to.
Fuzzymage elects to take the fight here against the Wizard Mummy and the Mummies. He's using the Light Axe. Taking a little bit of time here against for this fight.
Yeah, I would have wanted to see more Wiz Mummies to make that one worth my time.
Right.
Mud goals, though. 1, I'm running from. 2, maybe. I'll check and see what kind of health they have. If it's 3, I'm sticking it out. That's good XP as well.
SolarysDrix progressing now in the Ice Cave. Checking the top 2 chests. He does have Warp. He elected to walk around, though. He did not elect to use the Warp trick.
I think he might only have 1 cast of Warp, and he may think that he's going to need that as a safety after what he saw in Volcano.
Okay. Meanwhile, Fuzzymage is tearing through the waterfall now. Directly into the trap tile here. No ambush. He's going to use the Light Axe. He's going to use Harm 4. Eliminate these mummies and get out of here as soon as we can. And I would think maybe the loot could be in here. Perhaps the rod?
We've got loot. Loot came from King. I would, it's rod, slab maybe. Hopefully one of those 2.
Oh, loot. Yeah, slab or rod. Thank you.
Here's some chests that I typically don't like to pick up unless I'm just hurting. Just because those Frost Dragons typically can roll with hard-hitting melee abilities, but also spells as well. But it looks like so far not too bad.
The Frost Dragons like to ambush. It's 2 encounters in a row. I tend to skip those 2 chests here in the Ice Cave. I've been burned by it before. Speaking of not being burned, the rod comes out of the waterfall, as does the dragon armor. Wow.
Dragon armor is fantastic. That's going to give all the elemental resistances, the fire, the ice. It's going to give lightning protection. It's a great pickup. Unfortunately, though, you have to class change to wear it, and he has yet to find that tail. He's
in the area. Unrunnable double Frost Gator, red Caribe Piranha fight. Probably a good thing that's unrunnable. You want to mow this fight down. Watch the experience that Fuzzymage is going to get after he nukes them.
This is a fight that Silverfire, if they were in chat, would be pointing out not to run. Take this fight. Take it, take it, take it.
Take it. 1,300, almost 1,400 experience for all of Fuzzymage's Light Warriors now. Meanwhile, SolarysDrix continues his clear out of the Ice Cave, not finding a lot.
Did we see 2 Opal Gauntlets in the 6 chests there?
2 Opal Gauntlets it is.
Huh. Well,
I bet you he wished that was a Power Gauntlet.
Oh, we're just going to drop the Opal. So money must not be too much of a factor for him as well. Okay, Ice 2 and Confuse in the level 7 on-rack shop there.
SolarysDrix honing in on his clearing of the Ice Cave now. Fuzzymage enters on rack.
Sometimes it's just about making adjustments. You've been in a volcano twice, you've wiped twice. You just got to get the taste out of your mouth. You go to the Ice Cave, you clear this out. There's the Aegis Shield pickup. That's a huge pickup as well. So maybe clearing out the ice cave gives him that confidence back to go ahead and try Volcano one more time and clear it out.
Glance from the sea monsters. These guys don't want to play fair either.
There's the slab.
The slab is located in the ice cave now. That rounds out at least information for us. We know where everything is at this point. Level 14 now for Fuzzymage. Where's he going, Volcanic? Is he making a play here?
Ooh, I think he. That's interesting. He looks like he's going to be making the mermaid play, which is something you typically see runners do if they are without ribbons or without good armor. But we've seen both ribbons for him so far, and he's got good armor.
Right. Damn it, or stone poison from the Gray Sharks. This is not a pretty sea shrine here so far. Another reason that some players make the mermaids play, I can tell you all about it because I've done it. They feel that their opponent, they feel outmatched. They feel overmatched, and they feel that their opponent is far superior to them potentially, and they want to go ahead and make a move like that to potentially gain an advantage, thinking that their opponent is not going to. That could be part of the play. I like Fuzzymage's position. He needs to get the tail and class change, but he's got the 2 ribbons. He's got the Vorpal. The dragon armor's there. He's got a Pro Cape, Opal bracelet. Maybe he's looking for a Mazmoon, but
possibly.
I don't know what could really be here that could turn the tide.
Well, defense was not a bad pickup, but
okay,
and the Bane Sword.
I open my mouth and up pops the defense sword.
Wow. Okay, so Bane Sword, Defense Sword. You got to feel pretty good about this dive. Everything's turning up for Fuzzymage here. Everything he could ever possibly want, he's found so far.
Question from Max in chat. Where were the ribbons? 2 of them were crown locked. One was in Northwest Castle. The other one was in Elfland Castle. And so I take everything back. Great move, Fuzzymage. I like it. The Bane Sword, obviously, I'm a big fan. And certainly the Defense Sword. But you got to make a decision here pretty quick now, Falconic. Are you ready to make this happen, or are you going to continue to stop off and maybe try to find a Mazmo?
Well, I don't mind this play, the mermaid play. I typically don't want to make this, or I don't want to see people make it unless they're also going to hit up the left side and maybe go for Kraken. But he took out a Volcano, which is by far the easier dungeon. I don't think that we're going to see him go Kraken just yet.
He also saw some encounters on the way that I wasn't very comfortable with myself. I mean, the sea trolls in them, they had some spells. The Gray Shark had, he was trying to cause trouble.
Yeah, it's definitely not something you want to hit this early, but here we are at the 50-minute mark that we talked about. Nobody has an orb lit yet.
No orbs lit, 50-minute mark. Good point. SolarysDrix still fighting to get out of this ice cave. He's almost there. Fuzzymage is going to go after Kraken. That Bane Sword find could have been maybe a tilting factor here. I like it.
It's possible. Bane does have a chance to land on Kraken, but it doesn't rhyme for no reason. You want to try Brack on Kraken if you can get it.
That is correct. Dual Bane options as well with the Bane casting spell, and then potentially also moving the Bane Sword to another Light Warrior to take on Kraken quickly.
Here's another great XP fight. Let's see if he takes it.
Good move here from Fuzzymage. Take this fight. Gain the experience, plan your next step as you take out this great experience fight. Meanwhile, SolarysDrix is out of the ice cave. He's got his slab. He also picked up the Aegis shield out of the ice cave, and he's going to make his run toward carry now.
Ooh, Fuzzy's having a little bit of a hard time on this fight, though.
And we talked about that, the Gray Sharks with the stone.
Looks like he is going to turn it around. I don't know if we saw any of the runners here pick up any of the softs from the shops. I hope they did.
Fuzzymage had the money. He got 9 of them.
Got 9, good.
Fuzzymage came prepared now.
This is risky, doing Sea Shrine this early.
An ambush from the bulls to SolarysDrix, and up pops Fire 2. Fire 2 again. Glance. Down goes the Black Wizard. Fire 2 again from the bulls. Down goes the Black Belt. Oh, now resets the 3rd time. Volcanic that the bulls have gotten SolarysDrix.
This is where you want to see a runner make adjustments. You've gone in here 3 times. You've seen the same thing take you out every time. If it were me, if it were I would assume you as well. You haven't seen Ordeals. Ordeals held the crown. The crown led to 2 ribbons. Of course, he doesn't know that. But right now, we're making our 4th dive here, and if we run into bulls and they ambush, we've already seen what happens.
Yeah, it's time to move on. Ordeals, something else. Something else has got to... This can't be in my way, at least. I got to adjust and go ahead and move on.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's time to adjust and see what the other route gives you. And maybe it turns out that it doesn't work, but who knows? Maybe he's just going to jet straight to carry.
And when Fuzzymage gets back that way toward the volcano, he's already got 2 ribbons. He's going to be protected from that fire, too.
Yeah, absolutely. He's not going to have a problem in the world, which is why I was a little curious why he went to Sea Shrine, but here he is with all 4 warriors still alive. No problem so far.
My apologies, Speed Gaming and Final Fantasy Randomizer fans. Our commentary stream is we're having a little bit of issues with it. We're not sure how the broadcast is going, but we're working on that right now.
Here we see the Sea Troll fight again. Wasn't too friendly the first time around. Alright, we're getting our first look at carryover on Solaris' side. Leads off with a fast on the fighter. Got the Invis 2 off as well. Hold going out to the black belt. That's not going to hurt him too much. 195. Pretty good swing right off the bat. Nuke for 136, followed up with Fighter hitting for 216. Carry's probably not going to last too much longer here.
Fuzzymage preparing for the fight with Kraken now.
And I think we're about a nuke away, or maybe a fighter swing, and there it is. Carry's down. So we finally got our first orb lit at 52 minutes, 55 seconds.
Fuzzymage rearranges his Light Warrior party. He uses that newly found defense sword, puts the black belt at the top.
I like that play for that reason right there.
Blast the black belt. Fuzzymage was prepared for that. That's why he did it. He's got a fast off on the fighter. Only 96 damage from 6 hits, Volcano.
Yeah, it doesn't feel too good, but you just keep rolling with it, get the Invis 2s out, keep firing those nukes. You do have the Bane spell, and it does have the chance of landing. Do you take that risk, or you just go nuke?
28 damage from the fighter. Kraken did go after the fighter, but use of the defense sword and roost, Kraken missed the fighter at this point.
This is one of those fights, and you hate to see it. If he had gotten the Talon class change, that Vorpal would be doing more work right now.
Absolutely, it would. Thor's hammer now from Fuzzymage, digging into Kraken. Temper on the knight, on the warrior fighter. 119. He's chipping away. I think he's got Kraken on the ropes a little bit here.
A little bit better. There goes the Black Mage, so no more temper cast, but just enough.
140 damage from the fighter. Takes out Kraken. Fuzzymage now has lit his orb, the Water Orb. He's gonna go revive his Light Warriors. Stuck up on heal potions. He's got the waterfall done. For his sake, I hope he goes to the caravan.
Yeah, I hope
if
so
he wants
too.
that. Yeah, he's got the dragon armor. We questioned whether or not he cared about that tail earlier, but I would certainly think that finding that dragon armor makes him want to.
Well, at this point, he should have seen every item shop so far, unless I missed it. So there's only one place it can be now. Whether or not he's got notes written down, or if he's got in his head where that last place is going to be, I don't know.
No stakes for our runners tonight, as Tyros have Blizzard. They're fighting back. Frozen steaks apparently might be on the menu, but I don't know who would want a frozen steak. I'd like a nice fresh one.
I'd prefer no steaks at all. Tyros are our friends. They are not food, but to each their own, I suppose.
People gotta eat, Volcanic.
That's what anklos are for.
Yeah, sure. Speaking of Ankleos, Fuzzymage decides to take this fight with an Ankleo.
Curious.
Good. Oh, it's unrunnable. Okay, that makes sense.
Okay.
He's casting Thor's hammer and fire 3. Actually, the Ankleo went down pretty easy there.
If you have to take the fight, it's not the worst XP in the world, but man, do they hit hard.
They do. Pro ring find for SolarysDrix.
Look what we got here. Fuzzymage finally hitting up the caravan, finds the tail.
56-minute mark. Fuzzymage is going to go do his class promotion. SolarysDrix, of course, did move on. Made very quick work of the castle ordeals. He's going to pick up his crown and get out of here real quick now.
You're starting to see that gap start to close between the two runners. Fuzzy's still just a little bit ahead, and the reason I say that is because while they're both promoted now, Fuzzy's got all of that gear that he was able to find.
SolarysDrix has done the ice cave. Fuzzymage has the option of making that very quick. SolarysDrix opted not to. He took the long way. He checked some chests. He's got his slab. Fuzzymage has the rod out of Waterfall.
I believe it was the rod out of Waterfall.
2 ribbons from Fuzzymage. SolarysDrix having his crown now could potentially easily find those fast, and like you just said, he could close that gap a little bit more.
Easily, yeah. This is going to be, if Fuzzy runs into any sort of issue in the Ice Cave or Mirage Tower Sky, if that gives us any trouble, we're a wipe or two away on Fuzzy's side from this being right up to neck and neck again.
Game Boy F9, thank you for joining us in the chat. Always a pleasure to have you. And I'm sure my broadcast partner, Falconic, will be glad that your steak is not from a Tyro, since he thinks the Blizzard casting Tyro are your friends.
Well, maybe not with Blizzard, but still don't want to take them out.
Okay. SolarysDrix opting to not save too much and reset. He's being slowed down by this Catman fight with Mute now. It gets away, moves on. Meanwhile, Fuzzymage is continuing to check chests now here in Earth Cave. Interesting decision, Falconic?
It is. I think I don't fault him for it. We haven't seen the Power Gauntlet yet, haven't found Mazza. I think at this point, he's probably hoping to find that Power Gauntlet more than anything.
He's going to check at least this first floor. He can get to this chest, check it. Doesn't like it, quickly reset out, assuming he's saved outside, of course. And continue on with his mission and his journey.
And I like this play as well. He has the rod, so once he's ready, he can go ahead and dive and take this out all at once, light another orb, and be on his way, more than likely over to the volcano.
Heal Helmet usage now from SolarysDrix against the unrunnable Inkleo fight. Fuzzymage runs into the Earth Trap tile.
Earths are runnable, though, so...
All that for a cabin. Fuzzymage immediately resets. He's going to continue to check chests now here in the Earth Cave. We'd like to thank Moist Mogwai, we call her Mo, doing all the tracking tonight. Certainly lose it a lot for reference back up where things were. Doing a fantastic job. Mo helped us out yesterday. She's a wonderful, wonderful lady, though.
Yeah, I've heard good things about her. I think I might know her pretty well.
Yeah, it's wonderful, wonderful. Almost my wife, thank you very much for helping out here tonight. Speed Gaming, thank you very much. So if you're out there, always a pleasure to have you guys with us and get our community out there in the game we love so much here in the randomized format. Final Fantasy Cyclone GU for the restream. I spent a lot of night with us last night. Thank you for joining us again.
Well, I hate to break the news to you, but I think you might be a descendant of the robot in the waterfall at this point. Your mic is giving you a little bit of troubles here. Not sure if it's going to be coming from you or if it's both of us at this point. I'm sure Chad will point out and let us know. Domo arigato indeed. Look at all the robot emojis going through chat. Alright. SolarysDrix finding out the hard way. The Gray Sharks are carrying the stone, so 2 of his warriors go down. Doesn't look like he's opting to go the mermaid route, but he's not going to pick up on the defense sword. He's not going to get the Bane sword. It's not the worst in the world, but that defense sword is a huge pickup for Fuzzy. And there we have it, Fuzzy picking up the chips. So, not important, but fun to find in a box somehow. Solarys picking up the 2 free chests here. Is going to get a pure and an unrunnable fight with Sahags and Red Sahags. Don't think we saw anything too dangerous from them, though. Just annoying.
The always unrunnable Wizard Sahag, Red Sahag.
There's Will. It sounded much better as well. No more robot. And he has to reset out. So Solaris having a little bit of a hard time here, not only in Volcano with the wipes, but in the Sea Shrine as well.
These enemies have really given it to SolarysDrix here, and Fuzzymage hasn't seen any of it. I mean, he saw them in the Sea Shrine, but he hasn't really gone to Volcano yet. By the time he gets to Volcano with his HP levels and ribbons, it's not even going to phase him.
Yeah, I get the feeling that in the post-interviews, we're going to have two very different experiences coming from our runners as to what they saw in Volcano and Sea Shrine. I wonder if it has anything to do. Have we caught at all whether Solaris or Fuzzy has done a power reset to reset that encounter table so that they can force certain fights?
From what I've noticed, neither player has. I think the way that it was set up, I know I didn't like it. You know, it was one-step encounter, a couple step encounters here. I don't think that would work to their advantage from what I saw.
Sometimes it literally does boil down, very rarely, but to just pure RNG. Do you get the turn order in your favor in some of these fights?
SolarysDrix making a beeline for Kraken, the Fiend of the Water. Fuzzymage decides to go ahead, and he continues to leave that master in the dirt.
Yeah, I think the second you made the decision in your head to pick up the Talon class change, you also decided you were going to Dan that character. Get the XP spread out to the rest of the party here. Get those spell charges. We saw Life and Life 2 at 7 and 8. That might have been a deciding factor to say, you know what, I have to get higher levels to be able to use those for safety and Topher.
Mm-hmm. He's not going to have revive options. I mean, I guess technically he could. If he gets a level 7 charge, how important would that be and how useful it would be, I would question. But it's an option.
It's an option. It's there. Unfortunately, we're not going to see any knights with life spells today to help out, but maybe seeing Life 2, you go to 7. So.
Uh-oh. Wizards, back from when we were kids, causing more trouble for Fuzzymage here. Thunder from the Wizards, from the skill. They don't seem to like to use it very much, though. They seem to like to attack at first. Fuzzymage gets out of the fight, starts to heal up, and he progresses on.
Wow, this has not been a friendly encounter table. It seems like every 10-15 steps, we've got a fight that's dragging on for 20-30 seconds, even when we're running from them.
Unrunnable sea trolls and lobsters. This looks like the sea troll, lobster, sea snake formation that we may just be seeing again about, maybe 40 minutes from now?
Yeah, and that's a floor where you've already got your hands full because you know what you're going to see at the end of it. You want to try to get through as unscathed as possible. This is not going to be fun.
Yes. Falconic referring to Kraken 2. Fuzzymage now makes his way to Lich. Not much respect here from Fuzzymage. He dives into the fight and is going to fire off a nuke at Lich. Harm 4 from Fuzzymage.
Again, not opting to switch off the Sun Sword for boss fights. Maybe it's not as crucial these early stages. We'll see if he continues to do that later on, though.
And Lich, being undead, is vulnerable to the Sun Sword, so I can certainly understand that strategy at this point in time. But there should be a time coming up where he considers maybe moving over to the Vorpal for its benefits of high crit rate and other, it's a pretty sword too. It's beautiful to look at.
Yeah, absolutely. Hopefully Fuzzy remembers that Exit was available level 6. Looks like he's going straight there now.
Mm-hmm. Heal 2 also an option.
Ooh, and he picks it up in the first slot. Tell us a little bit about why that might not be such a great idea.
The Exit boss?
The Exit boss.
SolarysDrix having a little bit of a hard time here with the lobsters. His white wizard is down. He's healing up, but he's near Kraken, so 3 light warriors now. Steps away from Kraken. As Fuzzymage goes ahead, he's headed off to the ice cave. Wizards again here with Thunder. Lots of undead packs that can slow you down a little bit. But going back to the Exit boss, it's where you accidentally click on Exit when you're menuing and you exit a dungeon that you were in and you didn't mean to.
We saw that earlier in the tournament. After a Tiamat fight, one of our runners was going in to get a few heals because those extra tiles were not safe, and accidentally hit X and had to go all the way through Mirage and Sky again.
SolarysDrix makes it to Kraken now. Again, 3 Light Warriors alive. I believe he's got the Sun Sword. What is he using? I'm not sure.
I think I actually might have seen Vorpal on his side. I'll have to take a look again, and I hope he does have it, because with only 3 warriors here...
Yep. SolarysDrix, a similar strategy what Fuzzymage did. The black belt is in the front center position to absorb a hit from the hard-hitting Kraken.
Ooh, and he gets the fast off immediately.
It is the Vorpal, it looked like. 4 hits from the Vorpal. 2 hits from the Master for 2 damage. The Vorpal strikes again. 4 hits. 6 damage.
It looked like the evasion from Kraken showing up a little bit there, but...
High absorbed from Kraken now. SolarysDrix might want to consider maybe plan B here. He's going to use Temper now on the Vorpal. I think that's a good idea.
It is. That Black Mage is not long for the world at this point, though.
4 hits for 281 from the Vorpal, though. Stuns Kraken. Remember, no right wizard for healing now. The Vorpal again strikes. 5 hits for 245. And a nuke blast for $160.
Hopefully he can get one more nuke off, but I think the Vorpal's going to be able to carry this one off.
Oh yeah, nuke for 181. Takes out Kraken. The second orb now. SolarysDrix steps away from lighting the second orb. He gets that done. The Water Fiend is down for Kraken. Fuzzymage makes quick work using the warp trick in the ice cave. What's he going to do here? Is he going to continue on? It looks like he's going to continue checking chests, Falconic.
Looks like it. It's going to reward him in the bottom 6 with actually 2 Opal Gauntlets, I believe, so he'll be able to slap one of those on, but not the gauntlet he's looking for.
Right. Aegis Shield is over by the drop-down in the 3 chest area, and that's really going to complete his set pretty close.
Yeah, at that point, Dragon Armor, Aegis Shield, slap a Pro Ring on, and you are as close as you can get to having your 4th ribbon.
2 orbs for each of our players now. We're nearing the 1 hour 10-minute mark. Fuzzymage continues to check chest, Dragon Armor in hand, Vorpal in hand. 2 ribbons.
You're seeing this one. We questioned him doing the pop grind, and maybe you still do, but it's letting him go through these dungeons with almost relative ease. He's able to just walk in and walk out of everywhere.
I would certainly think that the Volcano is next on Fuzzymage's list, considering the area that he is in.
Yeah, I think at this point, it's almost go mode for him. You got to just kind of clear out, get your orbs lit, and hope you find what you're looking for along the way.
Perilous slowing down SolarysDrix. He's making pretty good time here in the waterfall, though. We'd like to remind you that tomorrow, over on our sister network broadcast partner, Randomania, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, my buddy Rainbow Poogle takes on the Joker MB on the Randomania family of networks. Also at 7 p.m. Eastern, High Spirits and Tilo, a battle of Dragon Warrior players. Game Boy is going to be there on the call, another Dragon Warrior player. That's going to be really interesting. I don't know much about Dragon Warrior, but I'm going to tune in and see how these guys interact playing Final Fantasy.
Oof, just as we said, Fuzzy was having an easier time getting in and out of these dungeons. He gets stun locked on all 4 heroes. 3 of them are back up now, and he does get the nuke out, but for a second there, it's a little tight.
Fuzzymage honing in now on his Aegis Shield to pair with his Dragon Armor for his Knight. A nuke takes out the wizards.
Solaris almost lost that white mage again.
He did. SolarysDrix did not do any of the crown quests. That's why he's missing ribbons, no opal bracelet. Advantage Fuzzymage there. Fuzzymage gets stronger now with the acquisition of the Aegis Shield. The rich get richer. When is Fuzzymage going to make his move? As SolarysDrix, I believe, is about to find his Dragon Armor.
Yeah, you've got fast, you've got temper. At this point, you've got all the armor you're looking for. Even if you don't find the power gauntlet, which of course you hope you do, it's time to go. It's time to just get on your way, fly through Volcano, get up to the Lafine, get your chime, just go.
SolarysDrix is slowed down here in the waterfall. He was flying, he flied through the first part, and now he's slowing down. But a quick nuke takes out the Gauls, 1,000 experience. There's his dragon armor. He's gonna pick up his rod, and he's gonna go ahead and move on here. We're nearing the 1 hour 11-minute mark. Fuzzymage is flying through the volcano. We'll see if he stops off again to check chests or if he just heads straight to carry.
I wouldn't be surprised if he just goes straight to carry at this point. It is only one chest on the Red Dragon side. He's going to be passing up on the last floor. He might check it. Who knows? That'll tell us if he really is kind of searching, trying to reach out for that white shirt, possibly the Power Gauntlet.
Power Gauntlet, perhaps. It looks like he's going to stop off. He's going to check some more. Takes a trap tile of the Grey Worm now.
I think that might have been by accident. You don't typically want to take that Grey Worm fight.
Fuzzymage has elected to continue and check chests at this. Oh no, he's taking the greed ones. Okay, he's going to take the easy ones. If he continues to do this, that's going to open the door for SolarysDrix a little bit, I would think.
Yeah, it potentially could. Now, of course, we do have the white shirt on Solaris' side. I don't have in my notes where we found that at, but if that's something Fuzzymage passes up on, that could be a huge starting point.
The white shirt? I don't remember. The Bulls attack SolarysDrix twice in a row now. There's glance from the Bulls. Big shot from it looks like the Vorpal. Fire 2 from the Bulls. SolarysDrix is prepared to handle it this time.
He saw Bulls in Volcano. He's seen him again here in the Earth Cave. He just cannot catch a break from these Bulls. I think that also might change his mind on how many chests he checks at this point. There's the
white shirt.
Top right. Yeah, there it is. So at this point, the only thing he could possibly hope to find is the Mazza and the Power Gauntlet. Otherwise, he's absolutely set.
Yeah, or a third ribbon, but I think it's time to make a move here from Fuzzymage. Take out Carry. Go ahead and move on. I don't see that he's translated that slab yet.
Yeah, I don't think either of them have.
Right.
Did lose his Black Mage just before the carry fight here, though. So no fast, no temper going out. No nuke. He does have the Wizard Staff. Let's see if he remembers to use that.
I love the Wizard Staff against Carry status effects. She is susceptible to hold is an option. Wizard Staff being my favorite because seeing Carry attack herself I find funny.
It is pretty funny to see. I like the fact that if she's hitting herself, she can't possibly be hitting you. Unfortunately, it looks like he's still got the Sun Sword there, so not too much damage going out. There it is, 195. That's a better hit.
Good critical hit from the Sun Sword there for Fuzzymage. SolarysDrix now starting to fly through the Earth Cave.
Seeing the Mage Staff being used, fighting fire with fire against Carry here.
Thor's Hammer this time. A chip, 30, and Carry doesn't seem too happy with Fuzzymage at this point in time. Fires Blizzard. Right, Fuzzymage.
Bane Sword. He's trying the Will Strats.
Bane Sword ineffective. Bane Sword again from Fuzzymage. Also ineffective. Sun Sword, 3 hits, 61 damage. Carry not amused. Fires Ink at Fuzzymage now.
He's going through his menu pretty quick. I think that the Wizard Staff is actually on his White Mage, so it is in play right now. He's just choosing not to use it.
100 damage now. Fuzzymage just going through the motions. There it is. 55 damage from the Sun Sword. Takes out Carry. Fuzzymage lights his third orb now. 3 orbs lit. The Fire Orb is taken care of for Fuzzymage. He's going to go head off and hopefully translate his slab. Look to get to the Fin. Get his chime. Right behind him, SolarysDrix. SolarysDrix has Lich in his sights to light his third orb now.
Yeah, and that's how quickly things can swing in this game. We were looking at about 52 minutes in, if I'm not mistaken, with no orbs lit, or that's about where we got our first orb, and now all of a sudden we've got 3 orbs potentially here on both sides within 20 minutes, 25 minutes. So this the game picks up very, very quickly. Now it's just about whether or not you can finish it off and make your way into Topher clean.
Fuzzymage translates his slab. He's gonna head toward Elfland, perhaps level 3 white magic for the night?
Possibly. There was Cure 4 there. Let's see if it's night learnable.
It is.
It's a big pickup.
Smooth move here from Fuzzymage. That Cure 4 could come into very much, very high importance, I guess you could say. And remember, SolarysDrix has probably figured out by now that life is not going to be available. Fuzzymage knew that early. And that's going to be a factor coming up in the Temple of Fiends Revisited. SolarysDrix now takes out Lich, lights his third orb. He's on his way to Melmond to translate his slab. So if we look at this now, a minute in difference, Volcanic, technically on time?
Yes, but Solaris still hasn't done the crown chest, still hasn't picked up his ribbons, so it's a couple minutes out of his way he's going to go, but 3 orbs on both sides. It's a pretty close race.
Okay, so SolarysDrix, here goes the right divergence now. We're about equal on time, we'll give it that, but SolarysDrix looks like he's going to get either the Mystic Key or maybe a little bit of the Crown Quest. Given Fuzzymage's 2 ribbons, he's got the Age of Steel, the Dragon Armor, the white shirt, a partridge in a pear tree. The advantage would go to Fuzzymage at this point in time. As far as levels, I think Fuzzymage has an advantage there as well, considering the time loss by SolarysDrix in the Volcano earlier.
He does. Those wipes in the Volcano negated Fuzzy's time spent doing the pop grind, so it's going to work out for Fuzzy on that one. He's got the levels now because of it. Looks like we're going to hit up the level 2 white magic. I don't know if he's dipped in there just yet. I don't think we saw anything good in level 2, though.
Not too much, but again, he knows that the life spells are not an option, and there's going to be no fade.
Actually, we saw Fog, too. It's not the best spell you can pick up in your night, but it's definitely not one that, if you're there, I would think you skip. Maybe he just doesn't care to deal with that.
Unrunnable Tyros.
Unrunnable Tyros with Blizzard, was it? Yeah, I think at this point I'm just doing a reset.
I believe it was Blizzard. Fuzzymage is hungry. He's going to the dinner table.
I guess he has to eat. I don't blame him. He can't run. You gotta do what you gotta do.
SolarysDrix attempts to take out Elfland Castle with the Starship Air Gazer. Unable to do it.
I heard that's how Melman went down here, but yeah, you see on this side, SolarysDrix has got his key now. The real question is going to be, does he feel a little bit rushed to go ahead and make his way towards translating the slab, going in and getting the chime and diving, or is he going to pick up those ribbons that we saw Fuzzymage pick up?
Right, Fuzzymage is going to be the first to leaf in to go ahead and pick up his chime, and I gotta assume it's straight to the Mirage Tower, Volcanic.
Yeah, I think so. The smart play here now, you've got everything you could ever hope for. Pick up this chime. I think we're going to see him go straight to Mirage. Haven't had a chance to check his inventory management. I don't know if he's pretty stocked on his heal potions. Looks like he is going to make the level 8 check here for magic. We've got harm 3. And then he's straight out of there. And again, right into a Tyro fight that you can't run from. Didn't see the save, but I don't think with his levels he's going to care too much about what he sees. Solaris, on the other hand, over here, running into those wolves again. It seems like he's getting the short end of the stick when it comes to some of these encounters and turn orders. And there we see, just like we saw earlier in the game, the stone touch from the wolves. But he's got plenty of resources, so not a problem. Fuzzy's at about level 18 or so, so that's where you want to kind of see heading into to Topher. That's the lower end of the spectrum that we've seen some of the runners make. And it looks like Solaris is making that smart play. He's checking all the key lock chests. He's going to be rewarded with Katana. And I believe Ribbon was also locked in one of these chests here as well. ribbon wasn't here. Northwest Castle, I believe, had a ribbon. Might have also been the Dwarf Cave that we saw. I know we saw 2 ribbons early, though. So
Elfland Castle, I believe.
okay, so we did pick up the ribbon. Yeah, I missed it there, but Moist on tracking has got us right where we need to be. So he's got his first ribbon finally. And now we're going to be checking that Dwarf Cave. Passes up on the Zeus Gauntlet. Maybe he'll come back for that. And
Yeah, this late in the game with Sea Shrine being done, the Zeus Gauntlet's value, it just plummets. Similar to, you know, a level 6 exit or warp, the value just goes down this late in the game.
I agree. He does have the Opal Gauntlet, so equipping the Zeus Gauntlet's not going to be a priority for him either. So we got Fuzzymage again, not making a rush for it. He's going to stop and check the chests on the first floor of Mirage Tower. It's not a bad play. Maybe he's still trying to fish out that Power Gauntlet. There's the Power Staff. That's the right word, but the wrong icon. Solaris making his move to get the slab translated. He'll be hitting up the Mirage Tower here soon.
No
again,
sign of the Masmoon, certainly the most versatile weapon in the game, and often argued as the best weapon in the game. It's certainly debated. You want the Masmoon for sure. No sign of the Power Gauntlet. It'll be interesting to see. Yeah. There's also the 3 key lock chests in the Temple of Fiends. I know I found a ribbon in there before. There's the validation chest, so a guaranteed potential of 5 chests on your way through the rest of this game. But we're going to see if our players are going to stop off in Sky Castle. A couple of the 4 chests on the west potentially could help, and maybe they can pick up one of those items, or just go.
Well, this might be where Solaris has a chance to catch himself up here. He's got the slide translated. He just picked up his chime. He's no doubt going to go straight into Mirage. If he doesn't opt to check the chest and instead just dive straight for Tiamat, he could take the lead here now. Granted, he doesn't have all of the equipment that Fuzzymage has, but we haven't seen Tofu yet. We have no idea if this is going to be a breeze and you can go right through it, or if the gear and the time spent on Fuzzy's side checking chests is going to pay out for him.
Question from Gray Cloud in chat, answered by X Ice Blue. Thank you very much. We're going to get progressively more difficult when we get to the round, the elimination round, the bracket stage. Enemy percentages are going to go up, things are going to change. And as you can see, we have prepared for that with text dialogue. Our development team is absolutely amazing. Nits, Meridian BC, certainly Entroper, the work that Tardipan has done. Absolutely amazing. Our dev team is out of this world. Pro Cape fine now for Fuzzymage.
Yeah, again, it seems like he's just not content with what he has. Maybe he's here to pick up levels as well, and if that's the case, checking the chest makes all the sense in the world. You're going to get items, you're going to get the fights you're looking for. 18 is a little bit low for making an endgame push, but we've seen it before, so.
18's fair. I like 18. Struggling a little bit now with the vampires. Down goes the master again, eating dirt. But encounter after encounter. Slowing Fuzzymage down. Opening the door for SolarysDrix. Now, just a few minutes ago, they were translating the slab at the same time. SolarysDrix went off, did the key chest, did the crown quest, picked up his stuff. Now, the opening of the door that Fuzzymage has done here has allowed SolarysDrix to enter 1 floor behind him at this point.
That's correct. He is checking the same chest, though, so he's not going to make up that time gap where potentially he could have. But this is a lot closer than it was, say, 10 minutes ago, for sure.
Medusas and a saber-toothed tiger slowing down Fuzzy. SolarysDrix with a favorable fight here. 3 chimeras. Level 19 and 18 for Fuzzymage now as he heads towards the mandatory blue dragon fight to try to enter the floating fortress.
See how much health this blue D has. You don't often see it, but this is a potential grind spot as well if you need to pick up an extra level or 2. 3
more chimeras for SolarysDrix. Not hitting very hard. I like this fight for SolarysDrix. They're right around the same level. Looks like 18, right in that area.
Yeah, which is surprising because we've seen that black belt or the master over on Fuzzy side eating dirt for quite a while now. So you would expect that perhaps he'd be a little bit higher in the lead with these levels, but it's pretty close still.
More chimeras for SolarysDrix. They will not leave him alone.
He looks like he's opting to take the safe strategy. He's not wasting any spell charges. He's just using item magic. Eventually it'll get him there. This is a fight you do want to take, but costly on time.
The person who enters, assuming no wipes, Temple of Fiends Revisited first, is probably going to be the person that both players here are not making the decision to go ahead and go for it. We're nearing an hour and a half. A lot of players have already finished and beaten this game. There wasn't anything too terrible. The bowls were bad, but equipment is there. The levels were there.
Third ribbon, yeah. Equip right on cue again with you.
Speaking of equipment, the third ribbon found for Fuzzymage. Volcano, it's got to be time to go.
Yeah, at some point, the killer instinct has to kick in. You have to realize you've got everything you absolutely need. Go. And if you do dive Topher and it turns out that it is dangerous, fine. Come back out, get your levels, grind in Topher. That's actually the best spot to pick up some levels. You do have warp and exit. You need to go. Put the foot on the gas. Step on it right now.
I agree. I agree 100%. You can't quite do it with an unrunnable evil man in nightmare fight. And if you don't step on the gas maybe a little bit earlier, then you start to run into a couple of these fights. And then you have to take them, and then you're kind of slowed down even more, even though you want to go. Level 19 now for Fuzzymage.
Looks like Fuzzy's finally getting the pace picked up, and as I say that, he skips the spider room and he heads over to the east side. I actually don't mind this move here. He does have warp.
Why is that?
Pick up the 6 chest, warp, you're right back over to the spot. If you find the power gauntlet here, it validates the move. Of course he didn't, but still, all in all, 20 seconds out of his way? It's not that much time.
He's going to check the 4 chests to the north as well and use the warp trick.
There's another great fight for XP, and it looks like he's going to run from it.
Yeah, he's going to pass on the 4 mana cores. He gets out of it fairly quickly, though. 4
the
mana
game
cores
is trying to tell him to take this fight, and yet we're going to run again.
Choosing these chests, small time usage, but again, opening the door for SolarysDrix. He finds nothing here. Fuzzymage does not elect to use the warp trick, gets a sentry fight. Gets out of it fairly quickly.
So this is the part that is a little curious to me. The reason why you often see runners dig a little deeper in Sky is because the fights along the way are valuable. They're going to get you the levels that you're going to need going late into the game. To see the runs that we're seeing here is a little strange, but he feels that he doesn't need the levels apparently, and he's just going to go.
Green Cleric matched up here really soon. That is going to be right here on Speed Gaming against Tristal MTG Tuesday, June 19th, 9 p.m. Eastern. Right here, Speed Gaming pointing out that the power bonk is what Fuzzy's looking for. I couldn't agree more.
Yeah, but you do have fast and temper. You've got plenty of ravens to go around, so your black mage isn't going to go down easily. Power bonk, you'd love to see it, but you don't have to have it.
Fuzzymage has a level 7 charge on his White Wizard.
Did he remember to go pick up life too?
Mm-mm.
Oh, get the Bliss RNGs out. We might see a War Mech. Of course, I don't ever want to see a War Mech ever again. Ever.
SolarysDrix with his foot on the gas now. Fuzzymage. Uh-oh!
Okay.
Speaking of War Mech, Fuzzymage is going to take on War Mech.
Oh, and he's not running either.
Fuzzymage fires a fast to his knight, and he's starting to cloak himself with invisibility too. War Mech, not too happy with it, fires a lightning 2 for minimal damage against Fuzzymage.
That you'd love to see. Now again, how do you stand on this one? Do you want to see something nasty here so that it's out of the pool?
Get out of this, Fuzzymage. You gotta run. You're getting information. Lightning 2 is out of the pool and Fuzzymage runs. He does not have life. Fuzzymage, Volcanic, I think you gotta get out of here.
I agree with you, and I don't think that's what we're going to see. He's moving that Bane Sword around. I think he's going to go. He is.
Oh boy. Okay. The tides have turned. SolarysDrix is on the Bridge of Destiny. I do not think they're on the same encounter table, so I don't think we can expect another Warmech. At this point, we haven't seen the heirs, so...
I doubt we're going to see it, but then again, if it does, this one's on you, not me.
SolarysDrix has made it to Tiamat. We are neck and neck now. 2 light warriors, the white and the black wizard for Fuzzymage. Let's see how he does this. Tiamat fight initiation for both fighters, for both players now.
Yeah, just like that, now we're neck and neck.
Where's the Bane Sword, Volcanic?
Bane Sword, I think he put on the Black Mage. He also has, and here's where I think you mentioned it a little earlier, put the Bane Sword on the White Wizard unless you're just going to continue to cast Abyss 2. You've got Bane as a spell on the Black Mage. You could be doing 2 Banes per round.
Both players going with evasion now. SolarysDrix is attacking Tiamat for 110 damage. Cure 4 from Fuzzymage. There goes Bane from Fuzzymage, ineffective. Blaze from Tiamat against SolarysDrix now. Look out. Bane being fired off by Fuzzymage again from the Black Wizard. Ineffective.
This is where those ribbons are going to come into play. That Blaze is not going to hurt Fuzzy at all, so he's going to get a few more chances to get this Bane off.
Heal 3 from SolarysDrix, healing the party. Attempting to attack Tiamat 1. Thor's Hammer from Fuzzymage, but the Bane Sword ineffective again. Fuzzymage cannot take down Tiamat yet. SolarysDrix does, though. SolarysDrix has taken the lead. The 4th orb is lit for SolarysDrix. Fuzzymage is in a battle with Tiamat. Cure 4. Cure 4 in the Black Wizard. Blaze again. The Bane Sword again ineffective against Tiamat. Tiamat putting up a fight here against Fuzzymage.
Sooner or later it's going to land. The question's going to be, are you going to stay alive long enough to see it happen?
Poison smoke from Fuzzymage, and down goes Tiamat. He steps away from lighting his 4th orb.
Wow. I think that's the 3rd or 4th time we've seen that this week. And that's interesting. Maybe he heard us talking. You put your foot on the gas and go. He was showing a little bit of hesitation going through some of those dungeons. He'd lost 2 of his characters and decided he's not going to exit out. I've got Bane. I'm going right now. And he did it. He pulled it off. So good for him.
1 hour, 33-minute mark. Fuzzymage heads directly to Gaia. He's got a 7 charge. He buys life. Life 2, I think, was level 8. He picks up Fade as well. He's got 1 shot of it at this point in time. He's going to revive his warriors, save at the end. SolarysDrix has just entered the Temple of Fiends Revisited about a minute ago. SolarysDrix is taking a fight here at the Chimeras, level 20 for SolarysDrix now, but he's running from the Frost Dragons.
I'm not a big fan of that Frost Dragon fight. I'll often run from that myself unless I've found that they have low health. But Solaris only 1 ribbon. We've seen dives with no ribbons before. He's got to be feeling pretty good right about now. He hasn't seen his opponent done just yet. He's already in Topher. We're at that 134-minute mark. He's got plenty of weapons. Looks like he's going to go grab a few more levels, though.
SolarysDrix going for a walk. Level 20 does not feel comfortable. No Mazmoon. Got the Sun Sword and the Vorpal. He entered about 1 hour, 33 minutes. Fuzzymage is checking the locked chests over in the Temple of Fiends Revisited, looking for the Power Gauntlet now.
Well, the question's going to be, is it going to pay off here? It's not a bad check. You're coming here anyway, so it's just a little bit out of your way. But for Solaris here, go ahead.
Time is tight here. 1 hour 35 now.
How do you feel about where Solaris is choosing to pick his battles here in Topher on the 1st floor?
I would have gone to the 3rd floor and gone after the Gas Dragons, the bad men, and nuked them down.
That's a good spot. Gas Dragons, obviously some of the best experience in the game. The bad men, they tend to roll in packs, and if they have something nasty, they cannot be worth your time. But I don't think we saw anything too bad from, looks like the TOF chests don't hold anything. We haven't seen anything too bad from the green Medusas, so you could take that left staircase at the bottom left there, be on Lich's floor. That's great experience as well.
Pro Cape find again for Fuzzymage? He found something.
He didn't find what he was looking for, I can say that much.
No, he did not. Fuzzymage enters the Temple of Fiends Revisited 135.45. We're going to call it 2 minutes behind SolarysDrix, but it's really inconsequential at this point in time because SolarysDrix is taking levels. We'll see if Fuzzymage wants to do the same sort of idea, or if he wants to go for it with those 3 ribbons, Vorpal, Aegis Shield, Dragon Armor, Opal Bracelet.
He also has that life spell as well.
Fuzzymage avoided Crisis, trying to take out Warmech. He quickly adjusted, ran from Warmech, got away, bravely attacked Tiamat, took her out. Very fortunate, very well played from Fuzzymage. Now, he's moved on to the 3rd floor that we just talked about. He's taken a fight against the Gas Dragons. SolarysDrix has exited, saved. And SolarysDrix making a dip here, Volcanic?
Looks like he might be. I'd be curious to see maybe diving a little bit deeper to get some of these floors, the 3rd floor with the Gas Dragons as well. Fuzzy's opting to go with item magic on these Gas Dragons. If he's here to grind levels, I would much rather see spells going out. Make these fights quick. Get out, come back in.
SolarysDrix is through the Phantom, checking the validation chest. He's about to use his loot. Loot came from the King of Canaria. SolarysDrix progressing on now. Fuzzymage slowing down a little bit. He's going to get some more levels. He's got the defense. He's got the defense sword as well as the armor. Fuzzymage is the one equipped for this run, but SolarysDrix is the one making the dip.
Chat pointing out, Fuzzy might not have used a save item outside of Temple of Fiends.
I thought he did.
I hope he did.
Yeah, I thought he did.
Here's those bad men you were talking about on the encounter, as well as some of those Gas Dragons. This is the one you'd rather not see, but not too bad on this one.
And also, the way that he's choosing to attack these bad men is with the Zeus Scout and the Mage Staff. Again, we're nearing the hour 40-minute mark here. It's going to take some time.
Yeah,
you know,
if you're making a dive and you run into them and they're unrunnable, then maybe you take them out with the item magic to save your spell charges, but I don't know. I don't think he's making his dive just yet, so he should just be unleashing everything he has to get it over with quickly.
Correct. Take him out, knock him out. He's losing time here. Meanwhile, SolarysDrix extends the lead now, floor by floor. If SolarysDrix happens to wipe here, and that worst case scenario happens for him, he's gonna get information. He's going to double-check the unrunnables of potentially the water floor. He's going to find out if Lich 2 has something devastating. And that's very powerful knowledge this late in the game.
That's correct. We did get a little taste of Warmech, but he only showed off Light 2, so we're not sure if he had something that's going to be in the pool for the end bosses here.
Fuzzymage exits and saves. I gotta think that he's going to make a play now at the 139 mark.
Yeah, I think you have to. It's been such a strange trip for him. At times he's been slowing down. He'll pick up the pop grinding. He'll check chests out of the way, and then other times he's down to 2 people and he's making a move anyways because maybe he felt like he's a little bit behind.
Ambush from the Mudgulls and Rockgulls. SolarysDrix has progressed to the Earth floor of the Temple of Fiends Revisited. Fuzzymage is ready now. He's on the Phantom. He's through the loot. He does not check the validation chests. He took all that time looking for the power gauntlet, but it looks like he's electing to pass in the validations chests.
I think he checked it on his last dive and then exited out. Yeah, I think he did. So it looks like both are making their dive now. You've got Solaris on the Earth floor now. We're about to see what Lich 2 has for us.
Level 22 for SolarysDrix now, hitting a whole bunch of encounters on this Earth floor. Encounter after encounter after encounter, opening the door now for Fuzzymage. This match has been back and forth the entire way.
Yeah, absolutely. Fuzzy had a pretty strong lead there at the beginning, with Solaris having some Volcano difficulties, but just pro moves on Solaris' side, caught himself up, and actually passed by after that Tiamat fight, so great match so far.
I would agree. A battle of 1-1s here. The winner looking to move to 2-1, and that minefield of 2-1 players. Lich 2 fight initiated for SolarysDrix now. Saving spell charges. No respect for Lich 2 from SolarysDrix. Understandable, Volcano?
On Lich 2, yeah, I can see it. Maybe you want to go in and top yourself off with heals, but I'll usually give a round or so just to see what's out there. Try to save some of those spell charges for the later bosses. Kraken 2, Tiamat 2.
I agree, especially with Lich hitting for 1 damage on your knight. Lich goes down for SolarysDrix. He's onto the fire floor now.
Yeah, not a problem at all. Now, Carry can be a little bit of a surprise every now and then, so maybe you lead off with one kind of safety nuke just to kind of see what's going on. But
perhaps a temper, some sort of damage dealer, something a step up from Lich 2. I would certainly agree with.
So we got a Carry 2 fight pulling in at 141 and just shy of 30 seconds. So not bad time considering where we were about an hour ago.
Carry with 160 damage to the Knight of SolarysDrix, not bad. Remember, SolarysDrix has no level 7 life options or level 8. Fuzzymage does. He's got at least one shot of life 1 potentially in his back pocket that could come in as a factor here.
Yeah, having that one ribbon, even the Light 2, the Fire 2, Fire 3 spells, they may not hurt too much, but they will drain your resources as you dive deeper and deeper into Topher here.
SolarysDrix continues to save his big magic shots. He's gonna didn't even get a chance to get the Ice 3 off because the Master takes out Carry 2 now for SolarysDrix. He moves forward to everyone's favorite floor, the water floor, as Fuzzymage moves in, no respect, directly to the Lich 2 fight. Uh-oh.
Ooh. And unrunnable waters. On top of that, we saw earlier, there's going to be another encounter on this floor potentially that's also unrunnable.
218 damage attack from the waters into SolarysDrix. Ice 3 is a good move. 253 does not take him down. Ooh.
I think I saw a 404 in there that didn't take it down.
Oh. Lich 2 is down for Fuzzymage now. He's one floor behind SolarysDrix. The plot continues to thicken and thicken. The lead, big lead for Fuzzymage, shrunk by SolarysDrix. Fuzzymage retakes the lead. SolarysDrix retakes the lead now. Again, another unrunnable water encounter for SolarysDrix.
Yeah, I'd be very curious to see what kind of encounters Fuzzy's going to run into on this floor. If he gets the sea trolls and the scorpions, those are also unrunnable, so...
I do believe that formation. We think that formation of the sea trolls, sea snakes, and lobsters are unrunnable. Very popular here. Protectors of Kraken 2, often referred to as the gatekeeper. He can cause a whole lot of trouble.
And here you see those 3 ribbons putting in their work. That Fire 3 hitting for, I think, no more than 40 damage as opposed to the 110 that we saw going out on Solaris. So far less heal potions are going to be needed on Fuzzy's side to catch himself back up.
Level 23 for SolarysDrix on his Light Warriors now. I got a peek at Fuzzymage's as he takes out Carry 2 and moves on to the water floor. Both players on the water floor now. The Temple of Fiends revisited. We got a match. Definitely, he's hitting the unrunnable waters now. But I gotta look at Fuzzymage's... Another one. Fuzzymage's level 7 magic. He's got 2 shots of life. 2 shots of life, 2 shots of fade. Again, it could play a factor here as SolarysDrix hits another unrunnable water formation.
Well, not to put out the commentator curse here, but even with 3 ribbons, Kraken does not care. Kraken doesn't care what armor you have on. She's going to hit you. She's going to hit you hard. If that white wizard gets hit and taken down, suddenly life out of the hands of both players. It's not going to matter.
You know what the waters are really doing on this floor? I mean, they're just making it rain all over both players tonight. Fuck on.
I've yet to see it in chat. I'm sure I'll see it here soon. There's an emoji that can be put together here that kind of sums up this floor.
Is that another one? Wow.
Yeah, this has just not been friendly with the encounter tables here. Just fight after fight.
You gotta consider your heal potions now. Fuzzymage is down to 40. I would feel pretty good, but here's another unrunnable water.
Well, I mean, at this point, at least your opponent's getting it as much as you are. You don't want to see it, but
I got a question for you, Volcano. We had to deal with this when we were kids playing all this. The unrunnable waters in the original game. When dealing with this before in the original game, prepare you for this? Are you used to this, or is it just as still annoying?
I'd like to say it prepares you. It's just as annoying. Yeah, I hate waters. I can't stand them. I hate sorcerers, but sometimes I get random.
Gargoyles.
Gargoyles, well, I don't think that I can say the words on this stream that I'd like to say about them.
Damage, or stone poison from the Grey Sharks, they're back. Level 23 for Fuzzymage, and certainly one of his light warriors as well. Trance is just slowing Fuzzymage down, but he gets out of the fight. SolarysDrix initiates the Kraken 2 fight now.
Opted not to rearrange his party. Let's see how that works out for him.
Inferno from Kraken 2 right off the bat puts a good dent into SolarysDrix. SolarysDrix fasted his master, not his knight.
And that didn't work out too well for him there. Only 98 damage going out.
Ooh, 98 damage.
He still has the Vorpal equipped. I'm curious why he didn't decide to fast the knight first.
Okay, well the knight's got the fast and the master's down. I'm getting a little nervous here if I'm SolarysDrix. 165 from the Vorpal now. SolarysDrix.
Yeah, I wonder if he's gonna. I was wondering if he was gonna put out a Cure 4 on the Black Mage, just so the Black Mage can act as a temper boss. Just go, put temper on the knight and let him just do work with that Vorpal.
Ink from Kraken gives SolarysDrix some reprieve. Fuzzymage continues to close the gap now. He's nearing Kraken 2.
More unrunnable waters.
Only 3 waters in this formation showed up for Fuzzymage now. Black Shirt chipping away at Kraken 2. 5 hits and 280 damage from the Vorpal and SolarysDrix now. Conserving his spells. Oh, Kraken reaches out and knocks out the Black Wizard. That's 2 Light Warriors down with no life charges. However, the Knight with a Hero Slash from the Vorpal takes out Kraken 2. Again, no life charges for SolarysDrix. 2 Light Warriors. He's going to continue on. Moves on to the air floor. Fuzzymage is right behind him. He's
now
about to
we might have
Kraken
trouble. No Black Mage means no fast, no temper. We didn't find the Power Gauntlet. He's going to have to man mode this one. Tiamat 2 coming up. Let's see how that fares.
I can only think evasion. Move around your white shirt. Try to evade and try to stick it to him with the Vorpal is all I can think of at this point for SolarysDrix.
Yeah, we picked up Invis 2 at level 1 White Magic. I would move that white shirt over to, well, yeah, I would move the white shirt over to that knight, and I would be doing 2 casts of Invis 2. Get that out early, and then start to make your push towards getting some...
Kraken 2 sticking it to Fuzzymage just like he did SolarysDrix with Inferno right off the bat. Ink from Tiamat. There's a potential Hail Mary here with a Bane Sword. Uh-oh. 2 hits, 2 damage from the knight.
There's
critical hit, 137 damage. Poison comes out from Tiamat. The White Wizard's hurting.
Yeah, it looks like that ribbon's sitting on the knight right now, so any spells going out to the White Wizard are going to hurt.
Cure 4 gets off for SolarysDrix on the White Wizard. Fuzzymage chipping away at Kraken 2. Tornado from Kraken 2 takes out the Black Wizard.
He does have life, though, so not too bad.
1 Light Warrior down. So is the Master. 2 hits for a $153 for SolarysDrix with the Vorpal. Chipping away with Thor's Hammer for 23. Fire 2 from Tiamat. The ribbon's protecting SolarysDrix's Knight.
3 hits, 3 damage. Not what you want to see.
6 hits from the Master of Fuzzymage. Takes down Kraken 2. He has elected not to heal or use life at this point in time. He's just moved forward. Meanwhile, SolarysDrix is in a battle with Tiamat 2.
Absolutely, and we could see a takeover here from Fuzzy with 3, actually now all 4 alive. This is going to be an easier fight for him.
Cure 4, uh-oh.
Oh, fast on Tiamat.
SolarysDrix White Wizard is paralyzed now. Nuclear skill pops from Tiamat 2. And now zap, there goes the White Wizard. We saw that coming. Hold A, SolarysDrix, as he attacks with the Vorpal. 3 hits, a critical. Quad X, no good against the Knight. Fire 3, knocking the SolarysDrix down a little bit now. Fuzzymage has caught SolarysDrix. He's now fighting Tiamat too. Blizzard from Tiamat, the ribbon protecting the Knight. Oh, but a big slash from the Vorpal. Man mode time, Falconic. Down goes Tiamat too.
There was a move we saw earlier in the match that we kind of questioned until we saw one item come into play. Fuzzy dove mermaids, and he found that defense sword. How much do you wish, if you're Solaris, that you had made that play right now?
SolarysDrix immediately puts the white shirt on his Knight. That costs him a little bit of a equipped item here. He's entered Chaos. He's prepared for Chaos. 1 Light Warrior alive with the Vorpal and some evasion. Damage poison from Tiamat on Fuzzymage now. Fuzzymage is in good shape.
Chaos pull at 151. Chaos leads off with stun. That's a good one to lead off with. That gets you 2 white shirts right off the bat.
The Knight stacking evasion, only 126 damage now so far. Fuzzymage doing well against Tiamat 2 so far. HP a little bit low, but he's got 4 Light Warriors, 79 damage from the Knight on Chaos. Critical hit. Whoa! Oh!
Ooh, there's Nuke.
Cure 4 is the backup plan for SolarysDrix. He fully heals himself after the nuke.
What a pickup. That could be a game saver for him.
Vorpal Sword for 65. There's Thunder from Chaos now.
I believe he has 3 more charges of that Cure 4 as well, so as little as he's able to do with the unfasted, untempered Vorpal Sword, these crits are going to come in play, and little by little he'll whittle them down.
Chaos is cycling through his spells. SolarysDrix must take that into account. I don't know what just happened there. I think
he tried to do a white shirt and did ribbon instead.
Misclick from SolarysDrix. He's got to remember that nuke wants to come back around now.
Tiamat with nuclear going out.
Bane.
Down goes the mages.
Uh-oh. Fuzzymage struggling with Tiamat 2 now. He's down to 2 Light Warriors. Tiamat 2 is down now for Fuzzymage. He's close. He steps away from the Chamber of Chaos. SolarysDrix not doing enough damage. There's the nuclear. 267.
Again. He does have Cure 4, though, to get himself back up.
2 more Cure 4 shots. SolarysDrix is fully healed now.
Now, the big key here, though, is Fuzzy has somebody alive that can do the white shirt while his Knight takes care of the defense sword and raises up that armor, the Absorb.
SolarysDrix using that Vorpal. 144 damage. His last shot of Cure 4 now.
Last Cure 4. Here we go. Hold A to win at this point.
That nuke's coming back around, Falconic. It's coming.
Yeah, you have to hope for an RNG loop at this point. You just get him to attack you. You've got plenty of white shirts out.
SolarysDrix must do it. 90 from the Vorpal. Bane from Chaos now. 60 damage. Look out. Zap is no good.
Oof.
Fuzzymage struggling
favorite fight on the side here. Right, he gets away from the Whiz Vampires and the Vampires.
Chaos misses a melee attack. The Vorpal again for 61 damage. No buffs. 85 damage now. Lightning 2. I think Nuke is next, Falconic. There it is.
You called it. There it is. He's still, every hit is just whittling away. How much more health does Chaos have?
79 and a critical hit. Can the Vorpal get it in? He's in double digits now. 48 damage from the Vorpal. Fuzzymage has initiated the Chaos fight with 2 Light Warriors. Nuclear from Chaos takes down SolarysDrix.
And here we are. He does have the defense sword. We're going to be man mode on this side as well. So you couldn't ask for a more even matchup. You've got a solo Knight against Chaos on both sides.
Fuzzymage utilizing the defense in its Roost casting ability. We know that nuke is coming, and he does have Cure 4 on the Knight. Man mode again. He's down to 56 HP already. Cure 4.
He's only got 1 cast of it, though. Without having the power bonk, no fast, no temper. We know how much Chaos likes to use nuke and nuclear here, so he's got to get some massive crits in from that Vorpal to have any chance.
Fuzzymage very close to moving to 2-1 here. Can he make it happen? 113 damage from the Vorpal now. 78, just only a couple hits. Bane, we know Zap is coming up pretty soon from Chaos here. Fuzzymage does not have this information.
Through a ribbon sometimes. I've seen it happen more than once.
Crack?
I don't think
We
we saw
never saw
Crack on the other one.
Crack is a skill. We didn't see that from Chaos against SolarysDrix. That moves him closer and closer to the nuclear potential of using that. There it is.
There it is. And without any more Cure 4s,
75.
at this point, an RNG loop is your only hope. You
Hold A to win potentially and get an RNG loop. Does he have it?
If he
No,
does,
he does
it's not the one you want. 2 hits, 2 damage.
He does not have it. Chaos continues to physically attack and continues to miss. 70 damage. Fuzzymage getting good RNG here. Chaos not doing much damage. There's the zap.
A nice
Chaos, I
crit.
believe.
19.
Chaos, I believe, is at the end of his spell list now. We're going to come back around to stun.
Stun, which he lit off with against Solaris here.
Lightning 2 is coming back around, but he continues to melee against Fuzzymage now.
It's coming. You know it's coming.
There's the Lightning 2 from Chaos.
Whew,
Fuzzymage goes down to Chaos now. Reset.
So we've seen earlier in this run, Solaris ran into some adversity in Volcano. What did he do? He just kept at it time and time and time again. 3, 4, 5 dives. Does he do the same thing here? Or do you make adjustments early, make them now, get some levels, maybe go search for the power bonk if you're really feeling desperate?
I'm doing exactly what Fuzzymage is doing. He's going to take some levels. He needs more Cure 4 shots. SolarysDrix had it figured out with the Cure 4s. I think SolarysDrix played that Chaos as well as you could have with One Night Alive. I think it was a good play. I think he was very close to taking out Chaos. And I think Fuzzymage realizes that he needs that Cure 4 or one more Light Warrior alive.
The decision from Solaris earlier to class change, to pick up that tail and get that promotion as quickly as possible, I believe that actually has given him the benefit of having more Cure 4 charges. I don't think Fuzzymage has all 4 Cure 4 charges.
I think he's got 1.
Yeah, I think it's just 1. So missing out on that tail, that's a bigger issue than maybe we thought it was.
Yeah, we thought it was a little bit of an issue, but it could be potentially a much bigger one here. Fuzzymage, however, still has the life. He'll have potentially 3 life shots, and maybe even a fade to throw out at the end. A Hail Mary sort of fade. Potentially later on, that SolarysDrix will not have. If you're just joining us, thank you for joining us. Speed Gaming, Feasel, a Restreamer, Cyclone GU. My name is Will Cleosis. I'm joined by the undefeated Falconic FF. Great match tomorrow lined up against X Ice Blue joining us in the chat. I can't wait to see it. It's going to be right here on Speed Gaming. We've got a battle of 1-on-1s. We're nearing the 2-hour mark. SolarysDrix and Fuzzymage. Both of them have been to Chaos here in the Temple of Fiends Revisited. Both have perished. Both of them are making the decision that they aren't equipped at this point in time to make that run all the way there and feel safe taking on the ultimate final Fiend. They're going to take levels. They're going to get... SolarysDrix is going, it looks like. Okay, SolarysDrix is going to make his move.
Yeah, he's one Black Mage being alive from having Chaos dead right now. If either of them had even one temper to put out before they went down, this is a whole different fight. But Solaris has what he needs. He just needs to keep that Black Mage alive.
We'd like to welcome the viewers earlier from watching the earlier Final Fantasy Randomizer match. We've got a barn burner here, the Battle of 1-on-1s. Both players have perished on Chaos. It's been up and down, back and forth. Fuzzymage exits out, saves. SolarysDrix has made his move. He's a couple floors ahead.
It's a good XP fight here for Solaris. A lot of times you see runners, they get to Topher and they get a little bit run happy. You just want to get to where you're going. Sometimes those levels along the way make the difference once you get to the end.
Question from Demarine about the extra HP. I think it's a combination of that. Extra HP for sure. There's Inferno coming up. But we think it's magic charges. Life is at level 7. Life 2 is at level 8. And both of our players needed that. And Fuzzymage only had the 2 shots of it later in the game.
So again, those extra 2 ribbons is going to make it a little bit easier for Fuzzy to keep his mages alive. And we've already seen from Chaos, he does have some nasty abilities, but if you can just get one fast, one temper off, that knight can hold his own with the Cure 4 charges.
And Time at 2 definitely did some damage. He took out multiple Light Warriors for both both players. He took out 3 Light Warriors for SolarysDrix and 2 for Fuzzymage, and had Fuzzymage limping into the Chaos fight. SolarysDrix is out and back towards the first floor now. So Fuzzymage is making his move. He's back in the lead.
Again, we know exactly what's coming up on this water floor. Hopefully they don't get the same amount of encounters.
Unrunnable waters. I saw 6 of them, at least, on one player's screen, of unrunnable waters. The up to 6 water formation. We had a couple that were 3, but it was mostly 5 and 6 of the waters.
And
so that's going to be coming
beefy. 400 plus health for those waters as well. And I think we saw 6, 7, 8 encounters before we even got to Kraken.
That is correct, on that floor. We don't know where they're at in the encounter table at this point. Both players went through that. I can only assume that they would just not reset and just go in and have at it, I would think.
Demerin in chat, the gatekeeper so far, and Will, maybe you agree with me here, I would say it's got to be Tiamat 2. When he rolled out that nuclear and started taking out mages, that turned the tide.
Tiamat 2, I think, yes, definitely. Inferno was in there. Kraken 2, never a pushover. Both players got through him with full Light Warrior parties, but it was Tiamat 2 that really did the damage. We weren't able to get to Chaos with any type of buffs. Fast, nothing like that, because their Light Warriors had perished at the time. So we couldn't really get a gauge on HP. We know Chaos's entire spell list. He's got a nuke, it's right in the middle. He fired it off twice into SolarysDrix. He's got Lightning 2, Ice 2. He's got Crack skill. I believe he had the Nuclear skill as well.
He did. He had Nuclear. We saw Zap in there as well. We saw Bane.
Stun was in there.
Yeah, he's packing. There are plenty of chances in between those nasty Nuclears and nukes for you to get in some damage or some buff. So it's not too unforgiving, but you don't have much time. You do need to prepare yourself and get in. And that's where we saw Fuzzy have a little bit of an advantage. He dove mermaids and was able to find the defense sword, whereas Solaris just went in and was unfortunately only down to the white shirt.
SolarysDrix now continues to level in Temple of Fiends Revisited. Fuzzymage is on the earth floor. I was able to catch Fuzzy's screen. He's got 3 shots of either life or fade now. SolarysDrix does not have those spells to my knowledge. Level 7.
No, I don't.
Fuzzymage using the Mage Staff. Fire 3, no respect for Lich 2. Harm 4, he's going to get through this fairly easy, we believe, and not use up any of his spell charges.
Yeah, so chat's talking about it here. What's your take on this? A Force Black Belt, is this a seed where maybe we should have pushed to 32? Or is this knowledge after the fact that makes it an easy call?
Hindsight's 2020, I would certainly think. I'm not a Black Belt to 32 guy. I would personally never do it. However, there's a whole lot of players that would disagree with me, probably more than likely the majority. And they're probably right. I think it's a potential winning strategy. It's been used. It's been won before. Titles have been won. Matches, many of them. But I don't know how you could know that.
No, not at all. Looks like we have Solaris pulling a bit of a will move here. He's gone in, seen Temple of Fiends. He's getting himself out, and he's going to possibly check some spells, get himself a little bit more prepared. And now right back in. I
can only assume SolarysDrix wants to make his move now. The encounter table, for those of you that are just joining us from the raid, once again, thank you for joining us. The encounter table is terrible. Czar, I know you're in chat. If you remember our match a few weeks ago, the encounter table was terrible. It's on par with that, in my opinion, from what I've seen.
I'm really still surprised that as much as we saw Fuzzy's Black Melt Master dead for as long as he was, you would have expected he had the level lead, but it looks like Solaris has better levels.
The all 3 ribbons from Fuzzymage, the locations were Elfland Castle, Northwest Castle, and Sky Castle.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think Solaris ever did hit up Northwest Castle and didn't dive the chest in Sky, so he's only got the 1 here.
Dragon armor for both players. Aegis shield for both players. I don't think SolarysDrix has the Opal bracelet. I don't believe he went to the Dwarf Cave.
If he did, I missed it. For those of you who did miss the beginning portion of this game, 30 minutes in, we had an embarrassment of riches for armor. We had 2 ribbons on Fuzzymage's side. Dragon armor was found. Aegis shield was found. Just more than you could hope for.
Unrunnable waters for Fuzzymage now. SolarysDrix is making his move. He's at the levels that he wants. I've got to feel pretty comfortable with both players at their levels. Equipment, especially Fuzzymage, making this dive right now. I think it's the first person that can get through time at 2 with at least 3 Light Warriors can take this and potentially move to 2-1 here in the 2018 Spring Tournament.
Yeah, absolutely. I think as long as you can get to Chaos, at the very least, with your Knight and your Black Mage, I think you've got this.
Round 2 for both players now. Temple of Fiends revisited. Fuzzymage is through the erratic water floor, preparing for the Kraken 2 fight now. SolarysDrix maneuvering the earth floor.
It's going to get 2 casts of Invis 2 out early. I like that move against Kraken 2 here. 3 casts out and the fast on the Knight. So already 3 casts before Kraken has a chance to do anything. There's that Inferno that we saw. That is not going to land very well. Unfortunately, the Master at the top there, he's doing his job. He doesn't have the ribbon on, so he might be going down here soon, but I don't think he's going to care too much.
I like that Cure 4 move. I know it uses a Cure 4 shot for Fuzzymage, but it saves a life. Saves a life charge. He's good. He might need those.
It does, and it potentially also eats up another hit from Kraken.
Ink from Kraken gives Fuzzymage a reprieve. SolarysDrix hitting another difficult part of the encounter table on his way to Lich 2. Fuzzymage playing very differently this time. He's healing. He's preserving his Light Warriors. He's adjusted given the knowledge from his first run through the Temple of Fiends Revisited. Saving the charges that he can. There's Tornado now from... Ooh.
Gotta keep that Black Mage alive.
Gotta keep the White Wizard alive too, the one with the 3 life spells. I would consider a Cure 4 here on the White Wizard.
On the White, exactly. Oh, 36 away. So all 4 alive. Here we go into the Gatekeeper Tiamat 2.
Steps away now. Look out for another water encounter here. Fuzzymage quickly starts to heal. Once again, SolarysDrix, he's in this part of the encounter table that we just talked about a few minutes ago. It's been a big bottleneck for both players, this certain part.
So you're starting to run a little thin on the heal.
Yeah, 30 heal potions left now. Unrunnable Evil Men and Nightmares. We saw this formation earlier.
Now this encounter table has not been friendly at all.
Not one bit. And let me tell you this, if Fuzzymage hits that bad part of the encounter table here on the air floor, potential big trouble. Vampires, these evil men, who knows what else will pop up.
Yeah, absolutely. I think on his last run through, after he knocked out Tiamat 2, he ran into 6 or 7 Wiz Vampires and Vampires.
Oh yeah. They did a number on him too. SolarysDrix now. No respect, he's going to take out Lich 2.
Question in chat, has this been a tough seed? It seems to be going on quite long. Actually, Will, no, I would say it's been pretty favorable, actually. Except
I thought so. We've had some tough... The Bulls took out our players a few times. Time at 2's been tough here. Let's see how round 2 is.
You definitely weren't hurting for gear. There have been a couple fights, like you said, with those Bulls, but otherwise, not so bad.
Temper on the Knight now from Fuzzymage. Thor's Hammer picking at Time at 2. Fire 3 from Time at 2 is going to do a little bit of damage. Not bad. 217 from the Vorpal from Fuzzymage into Time at now.
That's nice, but we know what's coming. He's got that nuclear ability.
366 from Fuzzymage into Time at 2. He's definitely attacking. Let's see how much... Cure 4 now. Cure 4 on the Master, saving that life charge. I like that move. Time at 2 for Fuzzymage. Carry 2 for SolarysDrix. 2 floors behind. Fuzzymage fires a Fire 3. Not much into Time at 2 here. He's going to look to take him down with physical damage in this next round.
Yeah, he's doing every little bit he can, throwing out the Thor's Hammer there. Just any damage he can get out, he's trying to do it.
See if he can get her with these 2 attacks. 9 hits for 272. Up pops the Vorpal for 5 hits, a whole bunch of damage, and the Vorpal takes out Time at 2. 4 light warriors alive now for Fuzzymage. Quite a stark difference to the first time through. He learned, he went through, he planned, he went to the level that he wanted, got the magic charges he wanted, he adjusted, now he steps away from chaos with 4 light warriors alive now.
Yeah, absolutely. You see people argue all the time, this game's a little bit too RNG. Sometimes people get a little bit upset when they take a loss and they want to blame it on luck or bad encounter tables. You ran into adversity, you made adjustments, here you are with 4 light warriors. This chaos should be beatable here, no problem. We'll see how it goes.
2 shots of fade on that white wizard. We'll see when Fuzzymage elects to use them. I would think as early as he can after the evasion, in case that nuke pops, the crack comes out, something like that can get through a ribbon.
Yeah, absolutely. Here we have seen him fasting both the Knight and the Master. He's only got 1 cast, so it should just be Tempers from here on out. Unless, did Tempers share level 4 with fast?
Nuke.
Nuked it, okay.
2 hours, 11 minutes in. More unrunnable waters for SolarysDrix. Fuzzymage is taking on Chaos.
Yep, and here
Tempers onto the Vorpal. 220 damage already as he continues to cloak himself with invisibility too now.
So the name of the game now is keep that Knight alive.
Temper, more Tempers on the Vorpal. More invisibility 2s. I like the way Fuzzymage has adjusted here for Iconic.
He's done a great job. Everything you'd hope to see, you're seeing it. Now that Vorpal's really starting to put in some work.
8 hits from the Vorpal now. He's using the Master up front to continue. Now he's going to use the Master to heal the Knight.
Yep, that's what you have to do at this point. That Master is not an important character. You keep that Knight alive.
Flying all over the place. The shields are up. 6 hits, 600 damage. Cure 4 now. Fuzzymage is making his move on Chaos Falconic.
He is. This is the game changer doing work on both sides.
Here comes the Vorpal from the Knight. Now 8 hits, 660 damage. Chaos is on the ropes.
And we see the weight, so you know he sees it.
Fuzzymage's Knight with the Vorpal. A whole lot of damage. Down goes Chaos. Congratulations, Fuzzymage. He has won this match with an official SRL time. 2 hours, 12 minutes, 44 seconds. He moves on to 2-1 and into this shark of a field in the Final Fantasy Randomizer Swiss tournament. I'm going to take one moment here, Falconic, if you can take it. I'm going to see if I can get Fuzzy in here to talk about the match.
Yeah, absolutely. So here we see Solaris on his side taking out Kraken. Kraken took out that Black Mage. So just like we were talking about earlier, that was the key, I think, for Fuzzymage. Chaos ended up having a little bit more health than I think you typically see, but having the fast, having the temper allowed him to just cut right through him with that Vorpal. We're not going to have that ability here because we never saw Solaris pick up life. So he's going to have to go into that Chaos fight and just hope for crits. So again, Vorpal doing 201 on a crit. The Master comes in with his own crit, so we're going to be moving on. He opts not to heal right away. We've already seen some very, very nasty encounters that he could have run into here.
Fuzzymage has joined us. GG's Fuzzymage. We're going to leave it right now for just a minute here with Falconic as SolarysDrix is attempting to get to Chaos right now. So go ahead and take it, Falconic.
All right, so he did end up healing. Didn't catch the fight on the water floor, so we'll see how this Tiamat fight goes. This has been the gatekeeper. I think on that second run through there, Fuzzy was able to get through Tiamat before he rolled out to Nuclear. Let's see if Solaris can do the same. Master's actually putting in a little bit of work. Normally that's the damn character, but hitting for 150 without fast or temper, it's not so bad. Getting out that white shirt again, try to get the evasion up. Another 149, so good crits coming out from the Master. Vorpal's not showing up too much just yet. 2 hits, 2 damage. Master leads off again. A little bit weak on that one, 54 damage. Fire 3 rolling out, and this is where having only 1 ribbon's really going to hurt him. Right now, that Master's doing the majority of the damage, but he's not the one with the ribbon on. 4 hits, 4 damage. So they're literally trading turns. Who wants to crit on Tiamat right now? Tiamat's leading off with the ink, so this is going to be a little bit favorable, but still just not getting the crits that he needs there. 2 back-to-back 1 hit, 1 damage from the fighter and the Master. Fire 2 going out, not too bad. That Master is getting a little bit low on health, though. And again, we're just not seeing the crits coming from the Vorpal for him.
Just not coming out yet.
Yeah, you've got to feel a little bit nervous here. I believe he still has all 4 Cure 4s on the Knight. He has already seen Chaos solo, so having 3 wouldn't be too scary, but we're not seeing good crits coming right now. 3 hits, 3 damage. Again, the Thor Hammer at this point doing more damage than the Knight or the Master are able to here. 79 damage going down on 3 hits. Yeah, it looks like he's going to continue just every little bit. Thor Hammer going out.
Tiamat2's been the gatekeeper on this seed. SolarysDrix trying to take her out. Remember, SolarysDrix does not have the luxury of life spells that his opponent Fuzzymage did here.
This is just not good luck here with these Vorpal hits. Very, very uncharacteristic to see it hitting for 2 hits, 2 damage like this so often.
Fuzzymage attempting to heal. I like that move, but only 3 hits. He's gotta break through here. Oh no!
Ooh, huge hit from Tiamat, 374.
189 from the Vorpal now. SolarysDrix continues to attack.
Another safety Cure 4 brings the Master right back up to full health. We've got to be getting close to Tiamat going down. I don't remember him having that much health. There it is. So again, both runners getting through the second run a little bit more clean than their first run was, but here we are again with no Black Mage, so no fast, no temper.
Last time SolarysDrix had just the Knight, and he took on Chaos. He did well. He's got the Cure 4 options, but this time he's got 2 Light Warriors alongside him, including the Black Belt. He's got Invis 2. He does not have he didn't have the life charges to get here, so he doesn't have the Black Wizard. He doesn't have the Fade shots that Fuzzymage has, but he also doesn't have the defense sword that Fuzzy was able to pick up from the Mermaids.
No, he doesn't, but luckily for him, I think Chaos rolled a little bit less absorbed than Tiamat had, so hopefully we get a little bit better hits coming out of the Vorpal here, and now we've got the Master alive, so we've got an extra damage dealer. We've got somebody else that can be putting out this white shirt.
Just a stun from Chaos in the beginning. Solaris can put up his defenses.
Master coming out again. Master's putting out some good damage here. It's not the greatest, but that 151 every other hit, that's going to add up. That's much more than he had the first time around.
Gotta like not having the fast and the temper, but he's got the White Wizard, he's got the Cure Force, he's got heals. It's going to help him in this fight. Thunder with huge rolls from Chaos against SolarysDrix.
Good Vorpal hit. You got to wonder now, do you use that fight to continue attacking, or do you use Cure 4 to keep the 2 people alive? Looks like he's going to do Cure 4 on just the White Mage. And down goes the White Mage to crack.
215 from the Vorpal into Chaos now, though.
Are we back to hold A to win here?
The Master is not helping at all for its 4 damage. It's all on the Vorpal and the Knight now for SolarysDrix.
Yeah, we know how much health Chaos has. Fuzzy had the fast, the tempers. He was hitting multiple times for 400, 600, 400.
Nuclear from Chaos now. The Master's pretty much out of this. 3 more Cure 4 shots left for SolarysDrix, and the Knight and the Vorpal versus Chaos.
Down goes the Master. So again, here we are. Chaos versus the Fighter, man to man.
Oh, there's the nuke. We know Chaos is spell-less. SolarysDrix has already been through it. He's through the nuke now. He gets off the Cure 4. Time to attack for SolarysDrix to try to take out Chaos.
Yeah, at this point, again, just like we saw about 20 minutes ago, hold A to win. You hope to get into that RNG loop. He's going to need some pretty big crits from what we saw over on Fuzzy's side. He's getting 132s, 200s. Those are nice. They're not the 600s we saw from Fast and Tempers, but...
2 more Cure 4s for SolarysDrix. There's a Thunder. You should consider he is going to use a Cure 4 here. He's going to get back to full health now.
I like that move. You never know when that next Thunder is going to come around. The nuke, the nuclear.
152 from the Vorpal. Now stun's no good from Chaos. SolarysDrix attacks again. Another critical hit from the Vorpal.
And he got him. 2 crits in a row at the end. 66, 99. He whittled him down. What a race. What a race. Hold A to win for sure.
Congratulations, SolarysDrix, finishing in second place with an official SRL time, 2 hours, 20 minutes, 9 seconds. Chat, get out your GGs. This man earned. He adjusted. He adjusted well. No life charges, no defense sword. He went in and he finished the job, taking out the ultimate Fiend Chaos. We turn our attention now to Fuzzymage. Fuzzymage, are you with us?
I am.
Congratulations, Fuzzymage. Moving to 2-1. Welcome to the club. How are you feeling after this game?
Oh, okay. So I have some really, really mixed emotions right now because I started a little issue with dropping the Vorpal, and as you have called it, is the game changer. But today it was the game enabler. That Vorpal sword was the lifeblood of the run.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't quite hear that. Can you say that last sentence again?
Vorpal is trash, and you'll never
breaking up.
see me use it again.
You're breaking up.
All right. So you heard it here first. Vorpal won the day for Fuzzy. Gotcha.
Fuzzymage, there's so much I want to ask you and so much I want to know about this run. I want to ask you so much about the unrunnable waters on the water floor. I want to put that on the back burner right now. I want to start off with 2 moves that you did which were essentially the same move. The Peninsula of Power Grinds. What made you do them? Were you uncomfortable with the Volcano? Did you want more levels? What was your plan in going there twice?
I think first time around, I was like level 3 or 4. So I was really low level there, and I knew I had the light axe, and I wanted to use that to try to get the zombies. It was a really bad spot for me because I didn't know where I could go because my guys weren't high enough level, and I didn't want to go deep into the Volcano. The armory didn't pay out too well. I just didn't have anything, so that was the safest spot I knew because I had the airship. It was the fastest grind. If I had to go back, I could, go and heal up at Provoca.
And it looks like that was your same line of thinking, which is why you went to Castle Ordeals early. It looks like you felt you could deal with it, move forward, and then picking up the crown. Did that make it easier for you to go out and then do the crown quest, get some equipment, and pick up 2 ribbons?
Yeah, and I also got sight on the mummies. Like, when I saw the mummies weren't really scary at all, I knew my trek into the waterfall was going to be pretty safe, and if I needed to, I can move over to that for a better grind. But yeah, the ribbons, getting all that just opened up where I could go after that.
What made you, after taking out Kraken initially, go back to the mermaids?
I didn't want to use the Vorpal. I wanted a better sword.
You were looking for a better endgame weapon. Well,
yeah.
You did find the defense sword. Did that satisfy you enough at that point in time, or is that why you continued to check chests afterwards?
I had the Sun Sword, and from everything I don't know if you saw, I went to the status and swapped them around, and the defense wasn't really that much different than the Sun Sword, so yeah, it didn't do anything, especially when I knew I'd have Invis 2 on my Knight. The defense sword was just inventory space at that point.
You made a slick move, Fuzzymage. You noticed that you had, and we noticed it at the time as well, me and Falconic, we saw that you had that level 7 charge. When you went to Gaia, which was fairly early, and opened your bottle, you checked the level 7 magic, and you even went over to the level 8 magic. You had the information early that Life 2 was at level 8, you knew you weren't going to get there, but did you think maybe you might get a level 7 charge later, and did you put that in the back of your mind?
Yeah, because I built my own little tracker for spells and all that, and when I went up there to go do the bottle, I wanted to check, because Process of Elimination had already gone through. 1 through 6 didn't have nice spells for the White Maiden. I didn't have any lives until I saw that, so I was like, if Temple of Fiends is going to be nasty, I'm going to need a life charge. And I think I ended up with, 3 on my final Chaos kill?
Yes, you had, you had 2 charges left when you entered the Chaos fight. So you also had a Fade shot in there. Obviously, your life would have been done at that point because you're on the final Fiend. So you had the option of chipping in with a Fade instead of, the Thor's Hammer or something else along those lines. We'd like to welcome SolarysDrix now. SolarysDrix, GG's, you finished it out. How are you feeling after the seed?
I'm glad it's over. That was a hell of a seed.
Right? Those Fiends were nasty.
Yeah.
SolarysDrix, you ran into some trouble early in the Volcano. Tell us about that.
Well, I didn't realize that, I think it was the Bulls had Fire 3, and I just seemed to kept running into them no matter what I did.
They seem to ambush you quite a bit as well.
Yes, that they did.
Yeah, the Bulls had Fire 2. They had something else after that as well. The you both wiped to chaos in one round. You both went in the second round, took some levels, readjusted, evaluated, and were able to go ahead and finish off chaos on your second run through the Temple of Fiends Revisited. Both of you gentlemen on the first round in, SolarysDrix, I counted at least 5 unrunnable water encounters. Fuzzy, I think you had at least 4. How frustrating was that, SolarysDrix?
It was frustrating, but at the same time, it was good levels. I was hoping, that might push me over the edge because I only had the Vorpal, so I needed some extra levels with my fighter.
Was it frustrating, Fuzzy?
The amount of unrunnables that seed had, I'm gonna have nightmares of it. That was not okay.
The differences in this match, not a lot. A couple of Peninsula Power visits for Fuzzy. SolarysDrix with the issues with the Bulls. Fuzzy never saw that. He might have ran into the Bulls with Fire 2 once and quickly got away. I think it was in the Earth Cave where he ran into them.
And at that point, they didn't do anything to me. It was just move on along.
Fuzzymage's decision, SolarysDrix, to go to Castle Ordeals early and pick up the crown and do the crown quest, where he quickly found 2 ribbons, was, I would probably think, maybe the difference in this game, whereas you had the one, I think you actually got it from the crown quest, which came a little bit late, and I think that helped Fuzzy navigate this maze of unrunnables, and certainly that Temple of Fiends revisit.
Yeah.
Fuzzy, I have a question for you, Falconic here. You got to meet our friend the Warmech, and it looked like you were going to try to take that fight until he reached out and showed you what he had as far as melee. How close were you to making the decision to just take what you had and leave, and then come back versus going in with only a white mage and black mage?
That Warmech. Let's see. He put me on the ropes with a nice 312 hit, and I knew I had the Bane sword, so I was like, "Hey, let's just go back up Bane strats. If Tiamat kills me, if she kills me, it didn't matter." I knew which chest I wanted. If I wanted to run back in there, it was, I was gonna take the fight regardless. I didn't even think about leaving.
That's right, Fuzzy. You knew what that third ribbon was. It was in Sky Castle. Gutsy move, Fuzzy. We questioned it when you did that, and then we realized that not only did you have the Bane sword, that you could move to the White Wizard, you had the Bane cast on the Black Wizard. Took you a couple rounds, but you were able to get through Poison Smoke. We certainly congratulate you on that. That was also a very gutsy, very risky, I'm gonna go get him and I'm gonna take him down, take her down, and if she takes me down, so be it. I'm gonna go in and get her again. So kudos to you, Fuzzy, for that move.
I mean, I had the Invis charges, and I really didn't feel very threatened by Tiamat. Yeah, I already had the ribbons, so if it did some type of Fire 3, Light 3, or something, I had Cure 4 charges. I wasn't really scared of Tiamat.
Yeah, veteran move, really good plays by both of you, making sure you picked up Cure 4 on that night. And I guess I would say almost saved both of you. You had to have it, essentially. Question from chat from ETAP. This encounter table, guys, we haven't even gotten to that part yet, was horrible. Absolutely terrible. You get it on the earth floor, you get it on the water floor of the Temple of Fiends, you get it on the way to Castle Ordeals. Power cycling. What was, SolarysDrix, we'll start with you. What was your feeling with that, with attempting to try to power cycle and reset? And did you power cycle before entering Temple of Fiends Revisited?
No, I didn't. With the encounter table, there wasn't really no enormously large weight, so I just kind of said to heck with it and just ran with it.
Okay, Fuzzy.
As Tsukigata knows about me, I'm a little bit of a Magoo type person. I had no idea I was power cycling. I walked into the second attempt or whatever, and I got the stupid frost dragons with a really high ambush rate. So I just reset out of that, and that put me on the perfect cycle that I needed to be on to avoid the water. It was no thinking whatsoever. That accidental reset, that fight, put me on the right track.
Okay, all right. Volcanic, any questions for our runners?
The only thing that I saw that I was wondering if Fuzzy was. By the way, both of you absolutely should go back and watch this VOD because the race was that close.
Yes.
One of the things that we saw early, Solaris, you chose to hit up the caravan and pick up the tail very, very quickly, and then turn that in, and that allowed you to get 4 casts of Cure 4. You almost made it through that Chaos 1 fight because of those Cure 4s, so you were just that close. Fuzzy, were you a little confused, or did you just not really care to find the item in the vendor, or what was going on early?
Did you forget about the caravan, Fuzzy?
No. I knew the caravan was there. I didn't think I was really in a good spot there, that the promotion was really going to help